Hello and welcome to a very special Christmas episode of It's All Geek to Me, the pop culture chat show where three friends with varying degrees of nerd knowledge get together each week to have a chat about all things geek. My name is Rich Gittins, and joining me this week and every week are my Christmas buddies. It's Christmas Lumb and Nathan Webb. Slay. All right, boys.
Web Slay.
Yeah, I like that little lad. I like that.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, boys. Everybody. You're both looking very festive today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Quick round.
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm using my Christmas jumper to disguise my black heart.
What's on your jumper? What's on your jumper?
Same one I wear every year.
Oh, yeah.
Is it the Star Wars one?
Christmas jumper?
That's good.
Yeah.
It's a nice Christmas
I
jumper.
get a lot of compliments on it.
Yeah.
It's a nice jumper, that is, Lummy. Webby, you've got another compliment on it there.
I've got an elf t-shirt with a Christmas cardigan finishing it off.
I like the Christmas cardigan, Lummy.
I like
the
big Lebowski. It's nice. It is good. Yeah.
He's washing. It's a genuine cough.
Oh my God.
Welcome everyone to the show. It's a very special show this week because this is our Christmas open house party. So in about an hour's time, we are going to drop a link down below that you can type out into your browser and you can join the show and have a little festive tipple with us. So yeah, it'd be really lovely to have you along. Please feel free to drop a comment down below and share the heck out of our content. It's about creating a big community and increasing our collective nerd knowledge, ladies and gentlemen. Now, boys, what are you looking forward to most this Christmas?
The food.
Food. Yeah, food's always good. What's your favourite Christmas food, Webby?
I like sausage meat stuffing, mate.
Sausage meat
stuffing?
stuffing?
Beat it. I love it.
Right.
I love that stuff.
I like what do you call the pigs in blanket? I love a pig in blanket.
Nice.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
I do, but I don't.
You know what I don't like?
What?
People being stingy with the pigs in blankets. Pissing me
I
right off.
love it at our house. We've got more pigs in blankets than we can eat. It's ridiculous.
I'll come and get some.
Go on, yes. Come. If you're on your way past, off your way, just pop in. Get cold pigs in black. I might stick it in air fryer for you for 2 minutes.
Oh, warming up. Yeah. I'm looking forward to some honey roast parsnips.
I mean, there are Christmas foods that every year I get that I think, why? I don't really dig them. I don't know why. If they were that good, we'd eat them all year round.
Are you sprout people or not?
I like sprouts.
I like a sprout.
But only at Christmas. Weirdly, I don't eat them all year round. I would
if I thought about it, but we just never think about it. But yeah, I love a sprout. They don't love me. That is the one telltale sign that I've had a Christmas dinner is the Boxing Day trumps. And it's sprouty. Yeah, sprout will go through me like wildfire. But
better an empty house than an unwanted tenant, Webby. Better an empty house than
you get these 6 packs of
somebody say my name. Somebody say birthday trip.
Thanks for watching. I'd say
Merry Christmas.
And a crappy New
45.
Crappy New Year.
Jeez, crappy New Year.
What are we about? Yeah, 6 packs of mince pies. That's 3 too many in a pack.
Oh.
You know what I mean? You only need 3.
Do you eat mince pie? Do you eat it just like as it is, or do you put it in the oven, warm it up, bit of brandy butter?
Nah, it's a mince pie. I just hold my nose and try and get through it.
What about you, Lummy?
I mean?
I'm not a fan of the mince pie. I've got to say, I don't like them at all. Never have.
No, have you ever tried a mince pie with the icing on it, the circle?
Yeah, tried them. I just don't. I'm not interested.
That's about as good as they're going to get. The icing is a bit of an incentive. Adding a little tiny bit of sweetness to it. But yeah, we can do better than that now.
Yeah.
I mean,
you can do better than that. Webby, you can do anything, Webby.
Thank you.
Anything you want.
I believe.
I'm just full of compliments.
Christmas.
I'm a confidence-building complimenter this week. Gentlemen, look, the thing is, we've been waiting a while for this day. Should we just crack into it and open some presents from each other?
I think we should, yeah.
Yeah,
let's present it up.
Yeah, let's be self-indulgent.
No time like the presents. But what are you drinking tonight, by the way, boys?
An entire bottle of Baileys.
I've just got a little lager in a snowman glass.
Oh,
I've got a bag of Quality Streets as well.
I've got beer. I've had a Bailey's coffee and got myself some whiskey for later on. It's not solid.
Like you guys,
one time of the year I drink.
You guys have got like a couple more than me because I spoil you kids. I can't help.
You bloody did.
Okay, so let's explain. So basically, what we've done is we have bought each other a present this year so that we can open them all at Christmas. And okay, so I'm gonna.
Who got you that?
I'm gonna open this one
Amazing
last.
Christmas bag. Who's got you that, buddy?
He didn't get a bag.
I didn't get a bag.
He didn't get a bag because he had to post yours.
Yeah, in fairness, posting mine to London was expensive.
Yeah, it was.
What we having first?
I'm gonna. Oh, is it? Oh, right. We've got.
Can I suggest that you both open a square box first?
Okay, I'm gonna go for show present 2.
I hope you.
Happy Christmas, you filthy animal. Love, Webhead.
Are we opening the same ones?
Go for it. I want to see
Do it.
faces.
I'm saying.
There's a lot of sellotape on here.
Yes.
Oh, dude. Lummy, what wrapping paper have you got? I've just realised what mine is.
It's Avengers.
Yeah. Christmas Avengers.
Yeah.
You thank your cousin Robin for that.
What have you got? I'm going to reveal what I got. Is it same as you?
Hang on, let's see.
Hang on.
Wait,
There's so much sellotape on
it. See which one Rich has got first, because I'm hoping you open them. I should have numbered them.
You have. Mine's.
No, I numbered yours. I didn't number them. Pretty pointless.
Now, so we could be opening the other present that we've got.
Oh, Rich is one of these take 4 hours to open I'm already over it. I'm over it.
Do you know?
Should we open the other one as well? Oh, yes,
baby. Look at that.
That's good.
Back to the Future cereal, guys. Don't say it.
I wish I had a bowl and some milk. I'd be straight in there right now.
Hey, guys.
Hey, source of calcium and iron.
Yeah. Fortified with the extra vitamins.
That's beautiful.
I'm thinking of your health. Thinking of your innards.
That's lovely. I'm going to put that
right. We're opening the other.
That one. Yeah. Wicked. You open the same one.
I know what this one is.
This is going to be another box of Back to the Future cereal.
Oh, it's not Back to the Future. I know what it is. Yes.
What you got?
Yeah.
No one. I will not let my boys go hungry this new year.
Wow.
Check that out.
Have you tried any of these, Webby? Does it actually taste nice, or is it like?
It's more about the box. My hopes for the quality of the cereal are pretty low.
But if it's anything like the Superstars wrestling cereal that I used to get, it's not going to be that nice.
Honestly, I'm expecting a message from both of you saying, "Just try my cereal."
I might not open mine, and I might just leave it here in the box in the bag, and just like a collector's item.
Why don't you just
eat in 10 years' time?
Eat the cereal.
Rich, I'm going to open Lummies. I don't know if mine and yours are the same from Lummy, but I'm going to open Lummies.
Well, we've got this one from you yet, haven't we? You've got a third present.
I ain't opened it yet, you greedy cunt.
All right, you open.
I'm only kidding.
You open the one. You open them.
Open yours.
All right, go on.
Cereal.
Is it the same present, Lummy?
Same thing.
Yeah, same thing. We got message. I'll just deal with Daniel's here. Hey up, Daniel.
Some messages. Oh, what we got?
Hey up, Daniel. Oh, cool.
Daniel, yes, it is on in 30 minutes as well. The box office radio. It's a magic night.
Yeah, Lummy's like Santa. He's omnipresent.
I am.
Have you opened yours yet, Webby?
I've opened mine, but I'm just opening one of the things that's in it while you're looking. What you got?
So I've got a child's stress toy. I feel like it's like a slightly barbed present there, Lummy.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. I mean, is that a recommendation? You feeling stressed? Squeeze a child?
I just thought, it's Mandalorian. It's geeky.
Yeah, no, it's lovely. I like that.
And you can reduce the stress.
He's chopped his head off for us as well.
And then there's a 3D Marvel puzzle.
I feel so much less stressed now.
Good.
I like the way we're all thinking about each other. I'm going to put that right.
Cheers, guys. Right, gents. Do you want to open up the present that I got for you guys?
You're supposed to open your Marvel.
Wait, I'm opening my thing. I want to see what character I've got.
Your Marvel
dudes.
Oh, is it? Okay.
I've only gone and got the best one.
Open them.
Hang on.
Is it Dumbledore?
Can't get into plastic. No, I've got a Peter Parker. Spider-Man.
How do you know?
Eraser, because you open the little blue box, man, and then there's... Look at that! I'm going to put his head on so it doesn't freak you out.
What have you got? Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Best
Good,
one,
that.
no doubt.
Good.
No doubt.
Yeah.
Good that.
What have I got here?
What have you got?
Yeah, it's not for you, Dexter. Okay, sorry, Dexter's trying to.
Oh, 6 to collect. You can either have Peter Parker, Captain Marvel, Groot, Black Panther, Captain America, or Falcon. See which one.
All right, hang on. Whoever I've got is wearing Charlie Brown's jumper.
Oh. Very slow at opening presents, Rich.
I've opened it. I'm just trying to put it together, dude.
Oh.
It's technical stuff.
Yeah, man, it's complicated.
Can't you
Big
even
boy
tell-
stuff.
Can't you tell who it is?
There you go.
Who is it?
Ta-da!
Captain Marvel.
Is that
Yeah,
who it is?
Oh.
baby. Yeah, baby. He's trying to put his legs in. Cheers, Lummy.
It's all right.
Is
Oh,
the
little
stress
dude.
ball the same? Have we both got Grogu?
Yeah, you both got
Yeah, cheers, man.
stress.
Cheers, dude.
Um,
Right, so
It'd be good if you could
gentlemen.
squeeze it with the Force.
Typically,
Yeah.
gents, there's a story
worry.
behind my. That looks cool there, Lummy. Thanks, man.
It's faulty.
And so typically, there's a story behind my presents, but I'd like you to open them before I do that. Apologies for them not being wrapped in Christmas paper. So basically, I'd ordered your presents
Don't know what you're
to come
about.
here, and
Mine
I
magically
was
wrapped itself.
look at your magically wrapped stuff. So I bought your presents, ordered them, have them come here, and I decided I didn't like them. So then I reordered them from somewhere else, and I had them sent directly to you. That's why yours isn't in Christmas wrapping, Lummy.
No.
Go for it. Open your presents.
Are we opening
Yeah,
it?
go for it.
No.
Go.
I have no idea what it's like, by the way.
Oh, nice. Nice. You opened yours, Webb.
Now, wait a minute. Sorry, I just got a message on my phone on my other line, on my GEEK line, saying Matrix Resurrections already available on torrent sites. So,
Wow.
sorry, HBO, but you've been murked. Merry Christmas.
I heard a review
Oh,
earlier.
nice
so
one.
Are you ready?
It's my colour too.
Hey!
Ah.
They are cool. They look all right, actually. Okay,
good.
so the ones that I had got originally, I thought, like when you normally get
awesome, man.
t-shirts printed up, when you get them printed up, it's normally like a Fruit of the Loom material. It's a bit thick. I wanted something nice and soft. So I thought, I'll get you a nice vintage quality t-shirt, thinking
Real
nice
nice.
soft cotton.
Ah.
So, well, that's not the what. This is what I actually got you guys, first of all. And I decided that was probably a bit too metrosexual for you both.
Yeah, wise choice there. Although,
Yeah.
stick them in
It's-
a thing, maybe we could use them as prizes for a few.
But that's the point. So Mandy, you have won yourself an It's All Geek to Me vintage It's All Geek to Me t-shirt for being the winner in last week's quiz.
Do you know, that's not a bad idea. And also, it looks like a fairly good pajama t-shirt, if you don't mind.
Yeah, I think so
You
too.
know what I mean?
I think so too. But yeah, that's now the thing is, I'd ordered myself. So I've got 3 of these to give away over the next few weeks. So Mandy, you've got 1, and you guys can decide who's going to win the other 2 over the next few weeks. And I ordered myself the same t-shirt that you guys have got. Unfortunately, my one also got delivered to Webby's house, so he has 2 of those t-shirts now.
Yeah, I
Enjoy,
do.
Webby. Enjoy.
I do.
You've got one-
So we've only got
presents
one.
open.
We've only got one present now, haven't we? Then this is it. This is the big one.
Ah.
Everything's riding on it.
Thing is, I've got Dexter here, and every time I go to open a present, he's convinced it's for him.
Yeah.
Greedy
Got it.
these kids today.
What have we got? What have we got?
Dexter, it's not for you. Go in your basket.
Oh.
Go in your basket. Hang on.
Are these both the same as
Oh.
well?
Yeah, they are. They're different colours, but they're the same. I didn't want you arguing. Didn't want to cause any fights.
That's cool.
That's
That's,
awesome, man.
cool, Webby. Yeah. And he knows blue's my colour as well.
Exactly.
Nice.
I thought,
Brings
bit
out
of
my
grateful
eyes.
lobster.
Yeah.
Now I have
baby.
to say,
I like that.
these were an
I like
impulse
that.
buy, and I like them, but when I felt them, I did feel like the transfer was a bit heavy on there. So I do apologise. Bloody Amazon, you know what I mean?
If it comes off, you mean?
It's all right.
No, it just felt really thick on there. Like, I don't
It's
know.
all right.
I was
I
like,
like
you know,
it. I don't know what it's like on
it's
your
cool.
t-shirts.
cheap
I don't know
and
what it's like on
cheerful
your
little
t-shirts.
extra. Yeah.
Cool. They're my t-shirts for the year. Don't need to get any more.
Neat.
I'll wear them
There
every
you
day.
go. There you are.
Nice.
Brilliant. Well, thank you,
Awesome,
boys,
guys.
very, very much for your
Thanks
presents.
so
That's
much.
it.
Merry
Cheers.
Christmas.
Oh, Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas,
you
boys.
filthy animals.
As Christmas tradition would have it, Rich, you got another one to open on Christmas Day, buddy.
And you will have to when I order it.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll try and get you a t-shirt, guys. Try and get you to.
Try and get you a t-shirt. Yeah, it might take a little longer to get to you, obviously, with you being in the States.
I've not tried vegan gingerbread crumble mince pie.
Oh.
You?
Do you know what, Daniel?
No,
I'm going to say that
never
sounds
heard of
lovely. That sounds lovely.
Vegan
sounds like something
gingerbread
Pratt would
crumble
probably do.
mince pie.
No, it sounds good.
No. I need to see photographic evidence of this pie, I think.
So where
Then I
are we
can
at
decide
currently,
whether
gentlemen, with our Christmas movie watch?
I've watched. Do you know? I'm gonna be honest here, guys. I peaked too soon. I started watching them in late November. Thought this will make me excited, and it didn't. And then I got ill.
Should we bring our extra geek on tonight?
Absolutely. So we've got a friend of the show. Let's bring out lovely Natalie Smeaton.
Hey!
Natalie.
Happy Christmas, everybody.
You're
very
lovely.
festive.
How are you?
Properly Christmased
welcome.
I'm very well, thank you. Richard, you could have calmed down a bit with the Christmas. You've gone a bit mad, haven't you?
I know. Over the
Bloody
top. I
hell.
actually had a little bit of a meltdown earlier on because I couldn't find my Christmas jumper.
Oh, what?
I moved house this year, didn't I? So I've lost loads of stuff. My living room, festive as fuck.
If only there were shops where you could get an odd Christmas item from.
Literally found out today. I've been working every day. Today was the only day I had, and I didn't even have today. Oh, lummy.
It's a hard work.
Right.
Have
I
yourself a
bet
quality
you
street.
there's loads of toffee pennies in there. All the rubbish ones.
Too many. I
You
shouldn't be
reckon?
having these.
Do you know what, mate? I'd prefer it if it were full of fucking toffee pennies rather than strawberry
You're a
garbage.
toffee penny guy.
Yeah,
Strawberry
well, no, I'm not. But
Ooh.
I'd rather eat a toffee penny than a strawberry garbage.
Yeah,
Here,
was
Webb,
that the coconut?
have one of them, Webb.
Oh, Green Lady. I love them. The triangle.
Delicious.
Yeah, my
Can I
favourite.
Are they
just,
called the green ladies?
Shall I open it too close to the mic?
Do it. Let's hear the fully in sound as well.
People pay good money for this on Twitch.
Yeah. Oh,
Do you know that?
And in,
They do.
and in
Ladies
Soho.
go on Twitch and go, and everybody's like subscribing. You're like,
Why did they do that, Lummy? Why do people like that?
It sounds like.
Yeah, exactly.
Nat, what are you drinking tonight, my love?
I have got some red wine,
Oh,
but I couldn't find my wine glass. That's a lie. I couldn't be bothered to go downstairs and get my wine glass, but it's in a beaker.
Nice.
You know, happy Christmas and cheers to you. Can I just
Nice.
wade in on the sprout debate? Sprouts, no. Mince pies, yes.
What about honey roasted parsnips, Nat?
Oh yes, all of it.
Yeah. And Yorkshire puddings. Christmas dinner
Obviously.
affair or not? Yeah, cool.
Obviously,
And,
is it Christmas dinner or Christmas dinner without them?
right, I know we all have roast potatoes, but is it acceptable to have other types of potato? Like a
do
little bit of
you know what,
mash?
mate? This is what I'm learning about Christmas. It's acceptable to do whatever the fuck you want, and if you want to call it a tradition, you call it a tradition. If you want to have Yorkshire puddings, go for it. I don't think it should be against the law or a great debate that, you know what I mean, that you're wrong. I've had Christmas dinners with Yorkshire puddings. I've had them without, and I've eaten them all the same. They all go down the same hole, and they all come out my poop hole.
Christmas because Christmas
Merry
is
Christmas.
a time of year that does generate many debates, which is something that Nathan wanted to talk about this week, didn't you, Webby? About a little
Yeah,
little
I
Christmas
thought maybe
debate.
we could clear some of this stuff up, man. Every year with the same arguments. All right, the one that was getting to me this year was because of Get Back. I don't know if any of you have had the pleasure of watching the Beatles Get Back yet. But oh my lord, what a wonderful documentary. It just so happens to be about the Beatles, so I'm pretty biased. But I saw this article last week that was going on about who had the better solo single from the Beatles. Not solo single, sorry, Christmas single from the Beatles. Yeah.
Right.
So I thought, let's sort it out. Let's sort it out. Let's figure it out. So you got Happy Christmas, War is Over, released in 1971 by John Lennon and Yoko Ono, right? And you've got Wonderful Christmas Time by Paul McCartney, released in, I don't know, I didn't look it up.
87.
83. Three?
Have a look,
Something
have a
like that. So let's just analyse them, right? You've got, on one side, you've got the the poet that is John Lennon. Likes to, make you think about stuff. So his Christmas song is actually a bit barbed. Do you know what I mean? It's kind of like, do they know it's Christmas time? It comes with a sting in the tail. It's all about have a nice Christmas, but while you're at it, don't forget that people are having a war, you prick. Enjoy your mince pie. You know what I mean? So I thought maybe we could break it down.
1980?
80 for Wonderful Christmas Time. Okay.
Yeah, it recorded during the sessions for his solo album McCartney 2 in 1980.
So I thought maybe we could break it down into categories, but then I was at work all day and I didn't make any categories, so I'm just going to go off the top of my head.
They're the only two songs. Is it just them two?
These are just the two I want to sort out, right? Like, it's famously known that a lot of Christmas songs are great. Some of them, the tunes are brilliant, the words are shit. Some of them, the words are shit, etc. Now, but what is it with the Beatles ones? How can you decide which one is better unless you're actually thinking about it? You know what I mean? So I don't know if you got any initial thoughts. Do you remember which ones? I don't want to get sued by anybody, but Richie said earlier on the John Lennon one.
John Lennon's one.
So this is Christmas, and what have you done?
Okay,
Another year over. Yeah. So first of all, he's starting.
Didn't realise it was John Lennon.
He's starting on you before you've even got out the gate.
He is.
He's having a go at you. This is Christmas. What have you done?
What?
Yeah.
What have you done?
Yeah. What have you done?
What have you done this year?
Yeah.
Me, I stayed in bed with my missus talking about peace. What did you do? Yeah? Nothing. Most of you.
Loser.
Yeah?
I mean...
So it's kind of having a pop of you before you've even got started. Dick.
Whereas Paul's describing what's going on, isn't he?
Exactly. Paul's just looking around his beautiful, expensive
but
house.
it could be argued that Paul's gloating.
And it also could be argued that Paul is phoning it in, because let's analyse the lyrics, right? First verse of John's. So this is Christmas. What have you done? Another year over and a new one just begun. Not quite, John. It's still Christmas. We've got to get Christmas out of the way first. But okay. So he's not factually correct. That's a mark against him, I think, for just making shit up. And then Paul McCartney's first verse is questionably just as dodgy, but in a completely different way. Paul McCartney states in the opening verse, "The moon is right, the spirit's up, we're here tonight, and that's enough." And what first I want to talk about is, that's pretty ambiguous. Pretty sure the moon comes up most nights. Yeah. We're here tonight, and that's enough. Enough technically doesn't rhyme with the spirit's up. You're taking a piss here. You can't remember, but he's supposed to be one of the best songwriters in the world, and you've just put... The moon is right. The spirit's up. We're here tonight. Yeah, and that's enough. That's enough.
Have you heard the theory though that it's actually a pagan song?
I have heard this.
Have you seen it? The witches are all getting together, and then
Martin said
Paul
werewolf.
Yeah. Is Paul a werewolf?
Eddie's
well
here as well.
Cool.
Neither sounds actually good. Warriors up.
But then let's stick with Paul McCartney for a minute, because essentially he's saying in the song what he's intending to have, right? Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Let's hear that again. Let's repeat it again. Simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Yeah.
He might be gloating. I think he's gloating.
The feelings here that only comes this time of year, simply having a wonderful Christmas time. Now, go back to John Lennon. What's he on about, right? Verse 2 of his is, "So this is Christmas." And I think he means this sarcastically. "I hope you have fun." Right? While you're not thinking about war and eating your mince pies. The near and the dear one, the old and the young. I think that just rhymed. He just stuck it in there. But you see what I'm getting at? Of all the songs we can choose of by ex-Beatles, the Christmas songs are a bad example. They're kind of a bit throwaway. You know what I mean? Neither of them are if you look at your classic ultimate, I would have thought so. Yeah, I mean, there is that argument. They're not the only people guilty of pitching in at Christmas, are they? But
we got a Christmas sausage roll on our plate.
Yeah. Good Lord. The thing is, you can't even have a pop at those kids because they're giving everything to charity. So that makes you the bastard.
Just dropped a lot of quality streets on the floor.
So yeah, in essence, that's kind of what I'm thinking. that ends the debate right there. They're both.
I mean, so what's your opinion? Do you think do you like which one do you like best? Webb?
Yeah, we voted
Well,
for.
let's throw it open to the vote. Who's
if you could assassinate one of the songwriters for writing the Christmas song, which one would you assassinate, Webby?
I tell you what, I would, and it's not because it's Paul McCartney. It's because Paul McCartney, his song, has only got 2 chords in it. And then in the chorus, that's it, right? But at least John Lennon went a bit like he's playing an A chord, but it's a flicking around a bit, and then he moves. It actually has a bit of musicality to it. So that's another argument. On musical terms, I think John Lennon's got the edge. Lyrically, I think John Lennon at least has tried to put a message in his song, even though it's a bit preachy. The verses are different from each other. Paul McCartney's just straight rinse, repeat, one verse, chorus, and it goes on like that. So I think for me, John Lennon's, which is an unusual choice for me because it's political. I'm not really a political song guy.
I would.
Right. Here's my. I like Paul McCartney's better. Do you know why? I hate it when people whisper in songs. And do you know where it says "Happy Christmas, Yoko"? She says "Happy Christmas, John" in it.
Yeah.
That ends it for me. I'm like, fuck off.
Really?
Just that.
I admire.
I don't like. There's something about. I don't know why, but I don't like it when people are whispering on songs or on radio. It freaks me out. Freaks me out.
You're normally so calm and rational, Lummy. I can't believe that is the thing.
No, I'm on that one.
I wish it were that simple for me. I wish I could stick to something. Right? Yeah, I don't like that jumper. Yeah, that one's lost.
Yeah.
The argument. Yeah. You know, but even in terms of the Christmas, you can't even measure up the videos because they're totally different. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah.
I think I prefer. Wonderful Christmas Time. What about you, Nat?
See, for me, a Christmas song needs to be something I can put on while I'm a little bit squiffy towards Christmas, wrapping presents, whatever. I enjoy listening to it and be like, Christmas time. Whereas if I'm listening to John Lennon or Band-Aid, I'm like, oh, I know these horrible things in the world.
Yeah. Christmas, leave me alone.
Yeah, just let me wrap.
I get that.
Christmas.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
So, of them are particularly good songs, but I'd have to vote for Paul over John.
I'm now regretting my decision because first of all, I'm massively outvoted. But secondly, I could see you guys' points. You know what I mean?
Even mine about whispering, that freaky whispering.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure what's up with you. Are you? What's going on? Are you paranoid or something? When they're whispering, like they're talking about me, I've got to turn this off.
No, I just don't like it.
Is there any other examples of whispering in songs you could think about?
Right, there used to be adverts on radio. If they're whispering them, something about it I don't like. I don't like it.
Revolution. Tracy Chapman. They even actually say like a whisper.
Yeah,
she says it in the song.
What?
Couple of whispers as well. They whisper.
Why are you whispering?
All makes sense.
Yeah.
This war is overedged for me because I'm not fond of the keyboards on McCartney's.
I agree with that as well. The sound that McCartney's chosen is a really, really rudimentary early synth sound from the 80s, and it's like I said, it's just 2 chords. You know, I believe.
But that's you expect that from McCartney though. From light years McCartney, we expect that from him. One thing I want to know is, I know the Frog Chorus isn't a Christmas song, but I associate it with Christmas because when I was a kid, that's when it was out. It was like number 1, I think.
Didn't it come out to go with a film that was a Christmas film? I can't remember.
It was Rupert the Bear, wasn't it? Rupert the Bear and the Frogs, and Rupert goes on a magical journey and finds
Christmas.
Christmas.
Movie.
Yeah. I don't know what Rupert
there you go.
Also, I believe.
But can it be a Christmas song though? Can that be a Christmas song if it was part of a Christmas film?
Of course it can.
Don't know.
It can.
Yeah, but it doesn't mention anything to do with Christmas in it, does it?
We're back to his Die Hard a Christmas film. If we
it's that
that
is a
about
debate. Clearing that up once and for all. And going by this logic, that does not bode well for the argument that Die Hard is a Christmas movie.
Oh well, let's not get on the heavy subject straight away tonight.
I tell you what, there was another one as well. I believe I think the actual song that Paul McCartney had that was a Christmas number 1 was Mull of Kintyre, which again isn't Christmassy. I don't know if that was. I know it was a number 1. I don't know if it was at Christmas, but yeah. So I think it's interesting anyway.
I tell you what is Christmassy, and I think you're going to go and do it this week, aren't you, Webb? You're going to go take Robin to see Santa on Thursday.
Fuck yeah, I'm not a madman.
Yeah,
see Santa.
Awesome.
Even a cynical old twat like me, yeah, you've got to.
I've done a little bit of searching this week just to have a look at some lovely, warm Christmas memories that are cherished by children that have been to see Santa.
Oh, cool. Oh, geez, he's a creepy Santa.
It's a bit of a creepy Santa.
Why is his face so shiny? I don't like that.
That is disturbing.
It's a flash, isn't it?
Perhaps you like this one instead.
It's a mask.
Oh,
What's
geez.
that? I never got that on.
God, they look terrified,
It looks
man.
like he's about to eat them. He's going to eat those
Maybe,
children, isn't he?
maybe instead, you like this one.
Oh, dear God.
Eee, good lord.
I don't know what's more scary, Santa or kids.
Exactly.
That looks like a
Anyway.
cat. That's a cat in a Santa
It's like
suit,
a
surely.
weird doll. It's a cat in
dear.
a Santa suit. And
What
we're going to
is
come back to
this?
some more happy Christmas memories cherished by children as the show goes on. I've got a quick question for Martin. Martin, what was your score last week in the quiz? Feel free to drop a comment down below because we got a prize. And I know Mandy's already claimed the prize because she was the person who actually jotted her score down. But if your score happens to be higher, Martin, you can have one too. Because it's Christmas. It's because don't lie though. Don't go back and quickly scan the show and see what score Mandy got and get one extra.
Martin wouldn't do
Huh?
that.
I
That's just
know Martin
Martin.
wouldn't do that. I
Martin's
trust
awesome.
Martin.
Martin
Martin's a
knows
doctor. That's what he told me.
There's honour.
Do you want a bit of movie news or something, or geek news?
Let's have some movie news. Yeah. What's going on in the world of geek this week?
Geek news, very self-indulgent of me, but here we go. They're finally releasing Indiana Jones: The Pinball Adventure that's coming out for the consoles and the PC. Finally, I wanted to get that in tonight.
I know.
So, have you played it before?
Yeah.
Or have you seen anything?
I've played it before in arcades.
So is it like when the ball comes down? Is it like in Indiana Jones with the ball coming through the tunnel and being chased by it? Is any of it set up like that, or is it literally just a pinball machine that's?
I'd imagine that it's
vaguely
literally
themed?
just based around that.
It's a pinball machine with all different scenes and things like a normal pinball machine, not a
Right. So it is. Yeah. So it's loosely themed rather
Are
than
they
like
based on
beyond
the
that
original
scene.
tables, Lummy?
Yes, this is actually the one that came out in I think it was 1992 it came out, so it's the actual recreation of it. But you get it on, like on Steam and things and on PS4. There's a thing called Zen Pinball, I think. And
Just
Pinball
about
Events.
to say, I noticed down in the corner it's made by Zen, and they do great pinball.
Yeah. So it's literally spot on, and then they've done an advanced version as well, like a enhanced one.
On
shit,
Webby's
I can't wait for
Stag
you
Do,
to,
we did.
Oh, sorry.
Go on, Webby. No, go on, love. Go on.
I'll review that when it comes out in March.
Yeah, I will. I can't remember what we're going to say now.
Well, when we for your Stag Do, we did some virtual reality, didn't we? And you got to play some virtual pinball.
Yeah, you say Stag Do. It wasn't really a Stag Do.
Whoa!
Us three hanging out because there was nothing else going. You're gonna make everybody think I've had a massive Stag Do and not invited anybody. That's not the case. I didn't want to kill you all. But yeah, we did.
The flight home was funny, wasn't it, Webby? God, and when you got arrested, yeah. Oh, do I? Oh. All six.
No,
of
we
them,
did.
yeah.
We had to go to some virtual reality, and I did a pinball table. It seems like the weirdest thing of all the things you could do in virtual reality to stare down at a table that's static, but it was bloody brilliant.
Yeah,
one
it
of
was,
them was
especially when the shark came
one
past
of them
your
was
feet.
a nautical underwater themed table, and there's all these jellyfish and stuff swimming around you in virtual reality around you. The shark swims under the pinball table and between your legs. It was brilliant, absolutely brilliant.
I did get a video of him, but we do have a pact that nothing like that's going to be shared from that night because there's a level of trust when you're blindfolded.
The level of trust is when Rich was making an absolute tit out of himself doing it for ages. I didn't even pick my camera up, guys, and as soon as I went on it, there you go, turncoat.
All right, okay. Look, do you know why? Right, and me and Dan were both laughing. It's because while you were doing pinball, because you got your little virtual reality controllers. You were like this, doing the pinball up here, and it was just really, it was just funny.
Yeah, it was
really amusing.
Good. Yeah. I mean, I've never seen anything like you. You on it were absolutely amazing because you were just like blown away by everything. Wow!
I loved it. I absolutely loved it. My favorite thing was though getting me on Google Maps where you can fly around the Earth and stuff. And the first thing I did was I wanted to show them my house. We could go anywhere in the world, to the pyramids, to the Acropolis, to anywhere, to sort of Mayan ruins, and I wanted to come to Alexandra Palace and show them my house.
And then checked out where he lived briefly when he went to
So
Amsterdam.
he pretty much went to went to
Two
Holland
places
and
he
checked
went.
out where I'd lived there.
Yeah, the only two places I want to go in the world are the place I live and a place I went to like 5 years ago. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
It's really exciting.
I went
What
to
else is coming
America
on?
on my first time on it. I went over to America. I was looking at California from above. It was stunning. You can go on Google Maps, pick a place, and go walk around that place. Have a
I bet
butcher's.
that's amazing, actually.
It's pretty good.
And not get knifed to death. It must be quite a luxury.
And you don't have to spend any money on touristy shit either.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. Lummy, what other geek news have we got this week?
Well, we've got you've got your big Harry Potter thing, haven't you? That's coming out. You Potterheads will love this. So I've got an image for you. We've actually got the trailer.
You say that, Lummy. You say that, but yeah, let's have a look at the trailer. And
you want to watch this?
Chat about it.
Yeah,
let's do it. 'Cause I haven't seen this trailer yet.
Hopefully, we'll get a strike, but we'll see.
Nah.
We are watching the trailer.
Oh, this is it. This
Oh.
really is.
Powerful memory.
All right, who called it? Who called that? Walking around the Harry Potter studios. One
Me.
of you guys called it.
It's obvious. They don't need
Yeah.
to spend
Yeah.
anything.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know.
Least you can remember.
It feels like no time has passed and loads of time has passed.
What?
I think this is the perfect time to sit
Oh,
down with
lovely.
everyone and reminisce.
Yeah, me too.
The thing that
Oh,
scared
Oh,
me
hello, Natalie.
was
Come
the
on.
implication that the most meaningful thing in our life was done. And there's something so joyous about seeing everyone and be like, there wasn't though.
One of the highlights of my part was when I had to pretend to be Hermione, pretending to be Bellatrix.
I don't like to be kept waiting.
I've still got the teeth, actually. I'll put them in if you want.
My sister has children who are then around 10, 11, 12. And I said, Martha, I don't know about this Voldemort. What? You're being asked to play Voldemort? You've got to do it!
I wouldn't be the person I am without so many people here.
It's a very overwhelming thing because I've watched you grow up and I've seen kind of every stage of your life.
When things get really dark and times are really hard, there's something about Harry Potter that makes life richer.
It's a strong bond that we'll always have.
Oh, I get it.
We're family and we will always be part of each other's life.
Okay, so I find that very amusing that when Rupert Grint went, "We're family," everyone just laughed. Yeah, all right, Rupert. Yeah,
Whatever. Loser.
I also the other week, I teach stage fighting at the Royal Opera House. Our studio being double booked. We went to go into a different studio. I opened the door, and as I opened the door, somebody went out, and it was the ballet teacher because in that studio, Ralph Fiennes was in there doing ballet in a little ballet tutu outfit and leotard, and tights, and just an old as balls. Ray Fiennes was there learning to do ballet. I don't know if he's doing some sort of film or something like that where he's got to learn to do ballet, but I did not expect to walk in and find Voldemort doing ballet. That was some pretty interesting. That's some pretty interesting stuff right there,
How are you,
guys.
clearly?
So what?
Are you looking forward to this? Because I'm not. I'll watch it, but I'm not looking forward to it.
I am, to be honest. I'm looking forward to
Really?
it. Yeah. Yeah. I like things like this, though. I like to sort of see people talk about things like this afterwards and the trials and the tribulations and like the good bits and the bad bits. And I just think it adds an extra layer for me to.
I'm hoping that I'm going to learn things that I don't already know, and that's why I'm not that asked about it. And also, and I know this is going to be a controversial thing to say, but I would like to hear from J.K. Rowling about the whole process, because the person who created it and obviously advised on it and things like that, I'd like to hear her opinion. I don't think it's a shame that she's not. I can totally understand why that's happened, but I think it's a bit of a shame to get it from the horse's mouth.
I mean,
personally.
do you reckon James Corden's hosting it, like the Friends one, for the sneak him in?
That is literally the only reason I didn't watch the Friends one, because I can't.
Mate, you should have
Oh,
watched it.
mate, you missed a trick on that. He was
Honestly,
nowhere
he's
near as
barely
bad as
in it.
we all thought
He was hardly
going
in
to
Yeah,
be.
he was barely.
I did get a photo. Where's my photo?
They pretty much cut him out of nearly all of it now, and they just left it
Oh,
up
did
to the
they?
cast. Yeah, all he
Yeah.
did was ask a couple
Yeah.
of questions, and then he backed
Speak
the
to
hell
the
off.
audience a bit. Yeah,
Can
exactly.
I show you
Did
my
anyone-
Christmas shopping photo from the other day? It's Corden related.
Gosh,
Yeah, go on.
Oh, mate.
I love the fact that the shopkeeper took that picture for you as well.
Yeah,
I mean,
they're
that's
like,
really
we're
nice.
getting on this. Yeah, put your finger up
In
at
fact,
Corden.
they've just got a member of staff whose job it is to take pictures of people.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
my
mean, he's
God.
asking for it though, isn't he, with that board game?
Yeah.
Look at
He's
him.
asking for
Yeah.
it. Jeez.
How can you have a carpool karaoke
game.
board game?
Board game.
Yeah, each game
Jesus.
comes with its pre-packaged celebrity and a car. Yeah, what?
Gordon or tough call. Who would you rather have on it? That's a good question, Eddie.
Oh, God.
Did anyone see the what Jennifer Aniston said about the Friends reunion? That as much as she really liked it, she really regretted doing it because it brought back so many painful memories that she had.
I bet the money was good, though, wasn't it? I bet that painful memory soon washed away with fucking money. I mean, you know what I mean?
Dry your eyes.
Oh,
You know what I
it's
mean?
just like when we used to make it. Oh, sounds better.
And maybe
You know
it brought
what?
back
You know.
painful memories because she remembered how many people had been on it that she shagged that like broke her
Wow.
heart. Like, bloody hell.
Wow.
Honestly.
Like Danny DeVito, Gary loves a bit of DeVito. Look.
Yeah, he does.
So you know
Oh,
what
yeah,
I'm
there you
talking
go.
about.
Yeah. Best episode of Friends, that.
I think
Danny DeVito episode.
I think if there's a Harry Potter remake, I would like to see Danny DeVito play Dobby the house elf. Can you imagine? But in a like in the theme of Gary's kind of idea, in a really badly fitting Dobby outfit with like just really shit Dobby ears and just Danny DeVito's face. I think
And a dressing gown.
And a dressing gown.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly
Yeah.
that. That'd be brilliant.
So would you rather have James Corden or J.K. Rowling? I answered.
Hang on.
I mean, I'd rather have J.K. Rowling.
I'd rather have J.K. Rowling.
Purely because she's the person who created to sleep with. Is that what you just said?
I don't understand the
Yeah,
context.
yes, that is the option.
To be on-
Would you rather
to-
sleep
to
with
be on
J.K.
the-
Rowling,
Oh, to be on
or
Right,
would you
okay.
rather sleep with James Corden, Webby? Answer
tough
the question,
call.
goddammit.
Answer it.
I think.
Come on, Webby. Everyone wants to know. The internet wants to know.
I honestly, I would really like J.K. Rowling to be on this thing to explain herself, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No.
And I don't think that's the place for it, is it?
No.
And if they just find a reason to shoehorn James Corden in, I think part of the reason he was on the Friends thing is because his studio is right next to the frigging place where they were filming the reunion. That's about it. It's not, you know. So if they just brought him over to England to film this, it's a bit weird.
Hey, Big T, how you doing, mate? We missed you last week for the quiz. Your viewer title was up for grabs.
He didn't miss us.
Mandy beat you.
I'm a bit disappointed that nobody got me the carpool karaoke game to unwrap for Christmas.
Oh, my God.
Guys,
Money
next year.
will go to Gordon Wade for that.
Next year. Yeah, but he doesn't have enough money, does it? Does he? He doesn't have enough
Oh,
money.
yeah,
for all
Martin,
that.
good point. Yeah.
I agree.
Of course
and I
they
think
will.
it's going to
Yeah, I
be a
reckon
massive
that is-
Alan Rickman-shaped hole in that show.
I reckon
on
it's
New
going
Year's
to
Day.
be.
What, you mean
massively
they'll put
about
Alan Rickman all
I
out
think
of the
so,
like,
exactly, yeah.
background?
With
Of
a
like,
snake haircut and everything, like a
They
Lego
all-
snake haircut outfit.
And all the ones that were kids when they originally filmed it have to walk through it to show you how much they've grown. Walk through a silhouette.
yeah.
Yeah.
That'll be an emotional bit, that, with some nice music. You know, they'll all be going, oh, Alan. And
Do
they'll
you
be
think
like,
that Slytherin that got caught dealing drugs will be on it? The drug dealer.
I can't remember if it's Crabble Goyle. I can't
Did he
remember.
die? I thought he died.
No, he didn't. No, he didn't.
Didn't
Not
one of
locked
them
up.
die?
Oh, gee.
Really? I think he got
thought one of
arrested
them
because
died.
during the
Oh,
London
no,
riots in 2011, I know he was caught rioting and stealing from looting shops, and he grew cannabis and was dealing it. I know that, and that's why they sacked him from the show, because they made not Blaze. Is it Blaze? Yeah, they made Blaze his replacement. Blaze.
The blazing up. You know,
I'm gonna let Natalie Google that because did he die, Natalie?
I'm looking here now.
Still looking.
What are you looking forward to, gentlemen? Any Christmas viewing that you're looking forward to? Anything that's been programmed to come on telly this year? Because they're not really doing all the Christmas specials that they used to.
Do you know what,
like
mate?
sitcoms.
Slim pickings this year. Slim
It
pickings.
is, isn't
the
it?
only thing the only Christmas special I've watched that's from this year that was actually enjoyable for me. Actually, there's two. A couple of the Jamie Oliver ones because I like.
And Mrs. Brown's voice.
And no, better than that. Even better than that. Escape to the Chateau.
Mrs. Brown's voice.
Mrs.
Brown's voice. What?
And that's it.
Escape to the Chateau.
Oh. Well, I'm going to watch the Morecambe and Wise episode that they found. That's going to be on Christmas Day.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't realise
yeah,
that.
nice one. Okay, I ain't had a look at that
cool.
yet.
They're airing the Andre Previn sketch episodes before it. And then
so good, that sketch.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
So good. Awesome.
Okay, so
that's brilliant.
Nat,
So
2
apparently,
questions.
So
Did he die?
So somebody
And
did
what
die,
of?
but it wasn't him. So the
Right.
actor who played Goyle
Crap,
was
Goyle.
arrested for cannabis possession and sentenced to community work. But a different actor called Robert Knox actually was stabbed to death, and he was in the Harry Potter films. So that's where I must have got that from.
Whoa.
Yeah, sad times.
Wowzers. It feels almost inappropriate for me to ask you what you're looking forward to watching on Christmas, over Christmas now.
Oh dear.
But I'm gonna. What are you looking forward to watching over Christmas, Nat?
Oh my God! So you have to watch. We have to watch A Christmas Carol every year in this house. Right?
No. Is there anything that's on TV that's like programmed to come on TV this year?
A Christmas Carol, obviously.
Is it on?
Oh my God!
Which
Yeah,
version?
the Alistair Sim one's already been on. The George C. Scott one's coming up. So they're all being taped. Strictly Come Dancing Christmas special, obviously, love it. Got to go with that. The Bake Offs, the Sewing Bees, all of that.
Mrs. Brown's boys. Oh, Mrs. Brown's boys, really? I didn't think you'd like that.
So
I'd rather shag James Corden than watch Mrs. Brown's boys.
That's the question of the night.
Again.
James Corden or Mrs. Brown's boys?
Can I ask a
James
question?
Corden. Yeah.
Going back to the Muppets Christmas Carol. I'm obsessed.
Christmas
Sorry.
Carol.
Christmas Carol.
You're not
Did
supposed
you
to mention
guys-
that tonight. You're not supposed to mention it.
Did you
Singing,
guys?
singing up a street kind of choir. It's going out and getting warmed by the fire. It's true wherever you find love. It feels like Christmas.
Woo!
Hey.
Every time you mention it, man, you got to be careful.
I was trying to be careful. It slipped out. I wasn't even on
All
about that. I was going to say, did anybody see the Christmas Carol last year that got a bit slated for being shite? But was
Well, it
actually
was slated for
fucking
being
amazing.
too
The
woke.
Guy Pearce
That one.
No, the
Yeah,
Guy
I
Pearce one.
Yeah. The one that was
It's won
like,
by the
being
guys
too
who did
woke.
Peaky
Loved it.
Blinders. It was fucking
Yeah,
great. I
loved
don't know
it. It
why
was
it got
great.
such a bad
Yeah,
rap.
Andy
It
Serkis.
was because it had because
Yeah.
because it wasn't just white people in it. I think that's pretty much why people were slating it.
Oh, is that what woke means when you put a black person in or a coloured person
pretty-
of colour into?
That in not in my eyes, but in some people's eyes, yes.
Wow. Okay.
Unfortunately.
Oh yeah.
Um,
Sorry, Eddie's just brought up a good
Hang
one.
on.
I've just remembered. Yeah, that I saw the trailer for that the other day. I forgot it was Terry Pratchett, and the boy was like, "Ooh, can we watch that?" I was like, "Definitely." But yeah, Terry Pratchett.
Did you say I'm already watching it? And he went, what?
I'm watching it right now.
It's not on yet. You're like, I'm already watching it.
I did. I love confusing him. Don't take much. But yeah, I really rated that Guy Pearce one, and
I liked it.
yeah, it was good.
yeah,
It was
I even
good.
liked. I mean, I like a lot of the versions of the Christmas Carol. Actually, I really like the Jim Carrey one, the Robert Zemeckis one, 3D one.
As Nat's here as well, Martin's put up a comment, and as we've just been talking about Harry Potter.
Oh yeah.
And I know, Lummy, you're not a fan of this trailer, are you? You didn't.
I'm not a fan of any.
What was it you didn't? I know you're not a fan of any of them, but what was it about this trailer in particular? Or
I
were you
watched
just
it
trying
and
to get a bite
I
from it?
thought, forget the Johnny Depp thing, but I just watched it and thought it looks boring as fuck. This film. If that's the best you've got to put in your trailer,
yeah, I'm with you, mate.
Well, maybe they're trying to. Maybe that's right. We complain all the time that they're putting too much information.
no. When your film's already doing badly, stick everything in the trailer. You know,
I
it's like,
don't think the film's doing badly. Those first two films did incredibly well.
They are.
And as for replacing Johnny Depp,
Really well.
I think they can
don't
easily
think they-
find a way of explaining that within this movie, that he's changed his look because he's on the run or whatever, and just did a bit.
Well,
of
yeah,
magic
because
on his face.
in the films before he was, you know, well, in the first film he had changed his appearance in it. The thing is, when I read the books originally, it was Maz that I saw as what's he called? What's the
Voldemort.
character called?
Dumbledore.
Voldemort?
No.
You.
No.
Buster Crouch.
Dumbledore's best friend.
Buster Move.
Jimmy Cranky.
Oh, stop! Buster Gonads.
This is a fun game.
I mean, you must have made a question on you when you can remember
You're
them.
gonna have to look at this. Look at this. You're gonna have to Google it. Some Harry Potter fucking nerd.
I know.
I'm googling it. You Googler.
Got so many names inside my head. What is his name?
Goody.
Grindwald or something.
Grindelwald.
Even I know that. I don't watch the fucking.
It was his. It was him that I was imagining more than Johnny Depp, and I thought Johnny Depp looked a bit rubbish in it. Anyway,
Johnny
when he
Depp was
in it.
fine. It didn't really have a lot to do in it. But the thing is, with both these movies, there's nothing wrong with the Fantastic Beasts. But why don't I love them? No call.
Thank
to
you,
see
Eddie.
them.
Thank you, Eddie.
Because the crap.
I'm no call to see him. Yeah, I'm no call to see him again.
First one, like
It
I
should
watched
have
the
been
first one.
amazing.
There was no. So you watched the first one, and there was New, and there was his leading lady. Absolutely awful. No chemistry. Didn't root for either of them. But the two supporting actors, her sister.
Yeah, brilliant.
I agree. Brilliant.
Loved them. Wanted them to get together. Loved it
They
right
should,
at the end.
they should have been in it all and forget about you.
But they are. They're in the second one as well. They're in it all the way through. Annie's in the third one. In fact, actually, that's the point. She's turned to the dark side. You know, if trying to pull Lummy into with some other pop culture references here, she's gone to the dark side, and he's joining. In fact, he's going to be given a magic wand. I mean,
Who's
Mark
gone
given
to
a
the
magic
dark
wand.
side? You have to give
The blonde lady.
The blonde one.
The sister.
Who is able to read minds. Yeah, so is it Nathan Lane?
What?
You know the
Oh,
sister
man.
of the lead character.
Have
of
you
the
ever
first
seen
one.
this film?
Jesus
I
Christ!
have. I
Mitch.
can't remember his name though.
Dan.
It's called
Dan's
Queenie.
something.
Character's
The
called
actor's-
Queenie. Wasn't it?
She's called Queenie in it. Yes.
All right, so the guy who wants to open the
I've literally
bakery-
seen these films once and I can remember more than you, man. And you're a massive fan.
So the guy who opens the bakery at the end of the movie, who Newt
Yep.
Scamander has to force him to obliterate his memory because he's not a fucking magician, he's not allowed to know. And then she goes to see him in the bakery,
Yep.
and all his pastries are shaped like brooms and cauldrons and shit. She's like, wow, he must remember something. You know what I mean? So he's remembered a bit of it. And in this trailer, the only noteworthy thing for me was he gets given a wand in it.
Have you seen the second one, Webby?
Yeah.
So in the second one, what happens is that she goes to Grindelwald's side. She gets pulled into that side, and he obviously stays with Newt. And so they're completely split up. And she physically goes and actually makes a decision to go and join them. So
But
that's
what
what the
about
third
the
one's going to be
pastries?
interesting.
This is bullshit.
What happened to the bakery?
What about the
What about all their
pastries?
loyal customers?
Oh, do you know what? I'd rather watch the film about them two becoming a couple and making pastries than.
Is it true as well that this? Is it true? How many films is there in this Fantastic Beasts thing?
There's two so far. This will be the third one.
No, but how many is there going to be? They're on about like 5 or
I
6.
don't know. This is
They don't
this
know
is
when
all
to
new
stop.
material. This has never
they
been
don't
written.
know when
This
to
is
stop.
all
They
new
can keep
material.
No,
going.
I know that, but they said they were going to do so many, didn't they?
No,
When-
I don't think they have.
I thought they had. I'm sure somebody-
I originally thought they were just doing one, and then because it did well, they did a second one. They
I
kind
thought
of
I
left
read
it
somewhere that they were
loosely.
5
Yeah.
or 7.
I think so.
Really? Wowzers!
Yeah.
I didn't realise that.
Well, as a
That's
fan,
awesome.
you might have known that, Rich.
Oh Jesus! You know the guy who plays the human that we've been talking about, Dan, whatever his name is. He's
Yeah.
also the guy from Fanboys who drives the van.
All right.
Oh, is that him?
Yeah.
Ah,
The guy who basically
Interesting.
there's a couple of actors below Jack Black. If you
Ooh.
can't get Jack
Okay.
Black, you shoot for that
Fogler.
guy,
Dan Fogler.
Dan Fogler. If you can't get
Daniel
Jack Black
Kevin
in your
Fogler,
movie,
that's
the
it, yeah.
next best call is the guy who did that Reunited Apart. Josh, what's he called? Josh Gad. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's the guy they'll go for. But after him, Dan Fogler. Do you know what I mean? If Jack Black says no to a movie, they will ask
The twig.
Josh Gad. If Josh Gad then says no, they will go to Dan Schlosinger.
Funnily enough, Martin, I didn't like the fact that the twig thing was being chased around in the trailer. I kind of like the fact that it was just Newt's little companion. I don't want to see him put in danger. That's going to spoil it.
I'll find out that he was the key all along.
I think they missed the trick with the whole thing where they could have had a film where he was going around the world finding these beasts, and literally the most interesting bit of the film was the bit where he went inside his suitcase and they were all in there captured. Like, do a film about him capturing these things, not boring.
Yeah, agreed.
New York walking around going, let you out.
I think that is the problem. As soon as you take it out of Hogwarts and England, then you lose something about the Harry Potter magic. I think because it becomes too alien to us. So putting it in France and New York. In Paris and New York, I just think, it lost a little bit of. I totally.
I don't even think it was that. I think it was the story that was just shite. It was just boring.
I think it was the actors as well. I mean, they're usually really good actors, but I just think you need two leads.
Yeah, he wasn't a lead, was he?
I really enjoyed
I disagree, Lummy. I think he's fine. He's absolutely fine. There's just something about the chemistry that don't work. I even like the story about Aloysius or whatever it's called, the kid with the black hair who you find out.
Credence.
That was Credence. That was quite a good little side story, finding out there's this uncontrollable level of magic within kids and they can't control it. That was cool, but there was just.
I like the origin story to Nagini as well. I thought that was interesting.
All about that.
It was Credence's girlfriend, and it's sort of stuck like that. I like the fact that it's bringing on it's going to bring in the fact that Dumbledore's sister, obviously, because effectively that's what we're talking about, is the uncontrolled magic, is the fact that when you get into a fit of rage, then you can, it kind of, and that their sister was, had moments of that as well. I like the casting of it. I like the fact that this one, they're going back to Hogwarts, and I think that might see this one feel a bit more familiar and have a bit more soul to it. I hope, anyway.
Maybe they should have started at Hogwarts and worked their way outwards.
Maybe.
But, I mean, hey, it's all Potter, isn't it? So
I mean, half the problem as well, though, could be that J.K. Rowling's a book writer, not a script writer. It's a very different thing, and it happens all the time. Look what happened with Wonder Woman 2.
You're right.
That's very
true. Wonder Woman 2. They made so much money that first film. They went, "You can write and direct the next one. Go for it." And she came out with that load of crap.
Not just that, Lummy, right? Think about it like. So if you are given a gift like that as a director, that the writer of the novel themselves says, "I will show up and write this fucking movie," they are not going to turn that down.
Oh, I know that, but
billions of books.
No, I know that,
but you're right. It doesn't necessarily make a good script writer.
And I mean, there are a few examples where it's worked really well, like the Big Little Lies TV series, which was phenomenal. If you haven't watched Big Little Lies, please do. The second one was written. Well, they were both written, I'm sure. Definitely the second one. I'm not sure about the first one. The screenplay was written for every episode by the writer of the book, and the book is brilliant, but the program was absolutely fantastic. Do watch it if you've not watched it. But when it came to writing the second season, she said, the writer of the book said, "I can't do a second season. I haven't written a second book. Like, I can't do this. I'm too scared to do it." So they said to her, "Write the second season with an actress in mind that you would love, like your perfect actress to cast in one of the roles." So she wrote one of the roles for Meryl Streep, and then they cast Meryl Streep in the second season. And the second season is just as good as the first. Like, incredible. Honestly, genuinely, absolutely brilliant. Murder, domestic violence, Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, they're amazing.
Wow, all my Christmas favourite things.
Big Little Lies. Excellent.
Okay. That's, I think we might sit down
and the
watch
first
that
season is like, it's a murder mystery. And at the end of every episode, you are positive you know who the murderer is and who the body is. Because you don't find that out, you just know it's happened. And then at the end of every episode, the next episode comes along and you go, "Oh my God, no, it must be that person and that person." And then in the next episode, you're like, "Oh my God, it must be that person, that person." And then the reveal blows your mind. Watch it.
All right.
We just got this from Big Team R. Rather watch Paul Daniels the movie instead of another. It's
I mean, to be fair,
it's coming.
Paul Daniels the movie would be pretty good, wouldn't it?
With the lovely Debbie McGee.
Who would you cast as Debbie McGee in the film? And Paul Daniels for that matter. Corden as Daniels, no problem.
Not Debbie McGee.
Gordon is Debbie McGee and Paul Daniels, both of them.
Yes, he was, Martin. He was the music teacher, or the guy who getting into music. But yeah, he was in The Walking Dead.
Who?
Oh, there you go. Eddie
Dan
said this well. Susan
Fogler,
Collins writes about the screenplay. Hungarian. She was a screen. There you go. Yeah. So she's had the experience to, obviously to write scripts first, aren't you? There. And,
I'm looking forward to the idea that they're going to do The Cursed Child as a movie and have the Harry Potter actors come back and play themselves as.
Well, if you're all good little
people.
boys and girls and you tune in to watch the reunion, they'll be watching the data, they'll be watching the numbers, and your Cursed Child will happen.
That's a good point.
It's a great.
Yeah, I would.
I don't know why they feel
really,
the need
really
to dip their toe in the water just to check if people still care about Harry Potter, because it's clear that people do. But yeah, that's.
They'll probably get them in that room and lock the door until they sign the contracts for the movie. They'll be like, right, we've got you all together. Sign this.
Oh, some of the kids who went back to nothing after Harry Potter, like some of the people who just ended up homeless or just working Tesco's or whatever, they'll lock them all in and steal Daniel Radcliffe's wallet and beat him to death with it.
Webby, did you know?
Yeah.
That's going to
No, I didn't know about this, but I've read it, mate. I've read it. So yeah, it's brilliant.
Would you not be interested? Would you not be interested in listening to see what they've done with it, with the actors?
I might be, but there's a couple of other things in that. If I'm going to listen to something that I need to listen to before that, one of them being Sandman, and a couple of other things like that.
I think it clashes with Mrs. Brown's Boys, that Web. So.
What is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I said it on record. I said it on record.
Yeah, but I know you like to watch it just in case.
Are they still making episodes of Mrs. Brown's Boys? Or
I love how we're devoted to trying to make people think that I've ever watched Mrs. Brown's Boys.
I'm only kidding. I'm only kidding. He does not watch Mrs. Brown's Boys. I love it.
None of us do, as far as I know, do we?
No, none of us do.
Yeah. Amazon do hope. Okay, interesting.
But I think we've talked about that before, especially you, Nat, and I on the Harry Potter shows, and I think that's a great shout to do them as a Game of Thrones style TV show. Spend a lot of money on them.
You'll be able to get so much more information in them as well. All the things that.
Don't wait till Radcliffe's old enough to play Dumbledore. Mark my words, you heard it here first. Okay. It's going to take a long time to fact check that. Yeah. Imagine him doing that. Bloody hell.
They'd both wear a wig for it, wouldn't they? So, because
yeah.
Do you remember that? That was the trick that when you were a kid. You go, I can do a magic trick that Paul Daniels can't do.
I've never heard that ever.
Did you never heard that when you were a kid? Must be a Welsh thing. I grew up in Wales.
Spanish thing.
Remember Whizbit? Anybody remember Whizbit? That was a Paul Daniels. That was
a Paul Daniels joint.
Yeah, joint. That's the word I was looking for.
I did.
I said gig.
Paul Daniels joint.
Yeah.
This is a Paul Daniels joint. Oh yeah.
Yes, I am looking forward to. Well, I know it's out there. I just need to find some time and.
So we got The Rock. It's Paul Daniels. Who's Debbie McGee? Come on.
Who's Debbie McGee? Well,
Sheridan
Smith.
Sheridan Smith is Debbie.
Emily Blunt.
Emily Blunt. Yeah, maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Get that chemistry back from the Jungle Cruise.
Well, it depends what era. Depends what era Paul Daniels were looking at, really, doesn't it? Because
don't matter.
We're looking for a young Debbie McGee, or we're looking for an old Debbie McGee.
The Rock does not care.
Mate, Debbie McGee looks exactly the same as she did in 1982.
It does not matter which Debbie McGee you're using. Yeah.
She does. It's true. Debbie McGee looks the same. You're right.
Yeah, she's.
Just get Debbie in then. I'm sure she
can. Anybody remember when Mrs. Merton famously said to her in that interview with him? So, Debbie McGee, what first attracted you to millionaire Paul Daniels? Yeah, man.
Oh, it's fantastic. Guys, just as it's still Christmassy, a little bit of a festive memory here for some poor child.
Oh, good God.
Luke's got a black eye.
He has. He's drunk.
It's just his cheek.
He's hammered.
She's got one of his curls wrapped around his eyeball or something. Got one of it.
Do you think that's what it is?
Yeah, of course it is. Yeah.
No, it's not. That is a bruise.
No, it isn't. He's got rosy red cheeks, but then her hair's gone round.
Oh, maybe. Yeah, actually, you might be right.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
I still think he's drunk.
He's a blinged up Santa, and he's got a watch and 2 rings.
yeah. Well, I mean, he's going to be drunk. That is a Santa.
It's Santa. Yeah.
I mean, it's literally that's the point. Yeah. And we got this one as well, guys.
Oh, is there a Santa in there?
Oh,
Is that a Santa Burka?
It's like a hollow Santa. It's just like
Mandalorian Santa. There you go.
That kid's
Mandalorian
face just
Santa.
seriously says, "I am really not sure about this."
Hang on.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure.
he's really.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
the
having
kid's
a
got a
good
cool
time.
jumper though.
Yeah.
I like the kid's jumper. But yeah, and
That little boy is working it. He is working that.
he
camera.
really is. Yeah,
Yeah.
that little
What's
guy,
that?
not so much.
Is that like Holiday Santa? Isn't it got like some kind of t-shirt on? It's not like.
Oh
what's going
god,
on there?
yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Like
they've got
a white
Hatless
Santa
They've got
shirt.
Hatless as well. How weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, guys, it is
Jimmy
time for
Santa.
our open house element of the show. So, Lummy, if you want to get that link up on the
Whoa.
screen for people.
Oh,
Now, unfortunately, it's
excited.
not a link that you can click on. You're literally just going to have to sit and type out
Type
that
it
link
up.
now.
It's not hard,
Type
is
it
it?
up, babies. And yeah, come and join the show. We may let you in, we may not. Depends if you like the look of your face or not. Anything else that we've got Christmas related? Because I know there are some creepy Santas there. You're absolutely right, Martin. Webby, do you want to bring up where your Die Hard issue now? Should we try and resolve this over the next hour?
It's not my issue. This is an issue I hear about every year. It's not my issue. I don't have an issue because I know what it is. Right?
What is it to you?
Oh, is Die Hard a Christmas movie or is it not? Okay, so I've heard every argument. And this is going to be a really boring discussion if I do it this way, but I'm just going to say it's not. It's a movie that's set at Christmas. That's fine. If you want to watch it at Christmas, if you want to watch it when you eat Christmas dinner, if you want to watch it while you're watching the Queen's speech, couldn't give a rat's ass. Doesn't have Santa in it, no elves, no reindeers, no snow. It's not. It's a movie set at Christmas, as is Lethal Weapon. You know, even Christmas Vacation. At least that mentions Christmas. And
what about
there's a tree
Gremlins?
and- Again, it's not a Christmas movie. It's a movie set at Christmas.
Whoa!
So you go for the same. So now you're changing
not.
the definition.
No,
So
no,
what
that's
about?
different.
I mean,
Gremlins has got snow. It's got Christmas songs in it. It starts with a Christmas
And
song.
Yes,
by that
so that's a
definition,
massive difference. Yeah, so I'd
It's
take
a
that back.
Wonderful Life. It's a Wonderful Life is a Christmas movie. It has snow in it, but it doesn't have any
It's
of the other things.
yeah, again, it's the epitome of a Christmas movie, isn't it?
It's a Wonderful Life starts
But
off.
it's missing all
and
the
it's-
things that you're saying you need to
Yeah,
have.
other than
for,
snow,
Yeah,
it doesn't
it's
have all
weird.
the other things.
It's got.
Therefore, it can't be a Christmas movie by your argument.
That's fine.
Yeah,
That's
that's-
a movie you will watch at Christmas.
Hang on. I watched It's a Wonderful
Sorry,
Life
Lemmy.
today. Amazingly.
No, go on then.
Oh, really?
The start of it, it's set with it starts with him on the snow on his sled. When they look back,
Yeah.
the angel looks back. So there is snow at the
Yeah,
start. But then, like I
definitely.
say, after that, but the end of it is it's all
Yeah, the
Christmassy
end of it is when
based
he's
and-
running through the town, waving at
Yeah,
all
but
the
there's
buildings
no Santa,
and
there's
stuff.
no elves.
Angels.
angels and.
I mean, if Die Hard,
Angels.
if Die Hard is a Christmas movie, then Lethal Weapon's a Christmas movie.
Also,
Exactly.
there is
That's what I'm
there is
saying.
Christmas
If Die
music
Hard
in-
is a Christmas movie, then any movie that's set on Christmas Day, regardless of any mention of Santa or opening presents or kids trying to find Santa's mystery, or...
Lethal Weapon, right, starts off with Jingle Bell Rock as the opening song, and there's a Christmas tree lot in it. There's all sorts to do with Christmas in it. So
yeah,
well, do you
Well,
know
this
who
is
may
the
be
debate,
able to
isn't it?
help us resolve this argument? It's our good friend Gary. Come on, Gary, come and help us.
Hey,
Everybody, Merry
Gary,
Christmas.
how the heck are you,
Merry
buddy?
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Oh,
Cheers
happy
to Gary.
holidays.
Yes,
Happy
yes.
Merry Christmas or Happy Holidays, Gary? Which one should we go
Cheers.
for? We want to make you
Both.
feel at home.
Cheers.
Both.
Yeah, both.
Merry
both,
Christmas
both,
and
both.
Happy Holidays, Gary. So, what do you think, Gary? Die Hard, Christmas movie or not?
Oh no.
Don't worry. We can. It's
oh,
just your
wow.
opinion.
Oh my
There's
god.
no consequences. No consequences to having an opinion on this.
It is a Christmas movie.
It
There
is.
you go.
What makes it
It
a Christmas
is,
movie
it
for
is,
you?
It is.
Because you said it is.
Well, there's so many things about the movie that are surrounded by the holidays and surrounded by Christmas, not just like outside the weather.
Yeah.
Everything about that movie screams Christmas. It's it's Christmas.
Because I heard an argument the other day that Die Hard isn't a Christmas movie; it's a Harry Potter movie because he just gets chased around a tower at night by Alan Rickman. So effectively, it's a Harry Potter film. You know, it's exactly the same storyline.
I never considered that. That's true.
And in that case, if we're going to say it's a Christmas film, it's actually got more in common with Harry Potter than Christmas.
But
if you take those elements to it.
In Gary's defense, the whole story is about a man trying to get back to his family or reunite with his family and save people from bad guys, which is like the spirit of Christmas and many Christmas movies.
Also, it takes place at a Christmas party, and there's a scene where he actually has the note on him, doesn't he, saying "ho ho ho"? Now have a machine gun on it.
Very true.
Somebody to connect Santa Claus to that little tiny thing, but
that's very true. Though. I mean, it's possible that if it wasn't a Christmas movie, then none of the stuff would be happening because they wouldn't.
So, which Harry Potter's a Christmas movie? Which is the one where they go?
All of them are Christmas. All of them are Christmas movies for me. All Harry Potter, because they always have a period where it's Christmas. And
okay, so we're talking about the definition of Christmas movies for us, right?
Sorry, you've walked in on this, Gary.
No, Gary, this is important.
No, we want you to.
I'm ready.
Yeah.
So it depends whether you quantify as a Christmas film as something that makes you feel Christmassy or something you watch at Christmas time. Like, which is it? Like,
but is that not the same thing?
I don't know.
You're watching it at Christmas time.
Well, I watch Mary Poppins or Sound of Music at Christmas, but they're not Christmas films. They're just on at Christmas.
Hail Gary.
Hi, everyone. Well, anything can be a Christmas movie. It doesn't have to be Christmas related. If you watch it every year on Christmas, it can be like a holiday tradition.
There you go.
Yeah, that's very
true. I can accept that. Yeah, that's fine.
So you can have like your own family or personal Christmas movie that other people don't necessarily associate with Christmas, but because it's your tradition. And that's the thing, and that goes back to the same thing that we were saying about food earlier on, Webby. If it's something you have every Christmas.
Exactly. And I said the same thing then as I said about the Christmas movies. Who cares? It's up to you. You do Christmas like Scrooge said. I can't remember what he said, but he said something about keep Christmas in your way, and I'll keep Christmas in mine. Some shit.
It's
just
like $5.
We just had a notification that we're having trouble streaming to Twitch, but it don't matter. We'll keep going. Twitch is down. Twitch is down at the moment.
Nice to meet you, man. We've been talking to you for weeks on the show. How are you doing?
I have a lot of ideas.
Have you?
Yeah.
Before you get to your ideas, Gary, I can sense that you're an ideas man. I've had that sense since you joined the comments section.
So many.
But what I want to know from you is, where are you right now, man?
I'm in New York.
Yes.
Is it snowing in New York at Christmas?
No, it's not snowing. It's very cold, but it's not snowing.
Not yet. Do you think it'll snow?
I want Gary's ideas.
I want to know Gary's ideas, and I want to know how many of them don't involve Danny DeVito.
Well, some involve John Travolta.
Okay.
So, and this goes
and
back
to
Joel
Osment, you were saying yesterday as well.
Yeah.
They're not related. They're not
now
related,
Haley
but they're
Joel
related
Osment.
in movies, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah.
They're kind of. I don't know. What
Well,
are you
I
into
think
again?
I think some of it goes back to what we were saying before. Like, I think for a long time during Christmas, they would only play The Wizard of Oz once, and that's before VHS tape, so you can only watch it on Christmas because that's when they would play it. So that could be a Christmas movie.
Yeah.
Although I think that my idea, like, after they finally go to the Emerald City, like, there's only one person that I want behind the curtain.
Let me guess.
DeVito.
Santa.
Yeah, it could be like, don't pay attention to the man behind the curtain. And it could be Danny DeVito dressed as the Penguin, dressed as...
Have you seen the Christmas DeVito movie? What's it? Deck the Halls with Matthew Broderick? Seen that one?
Yes.
I've seen that, yeah.
It's not the best, is it? Well, it's all right.
It's not too bad, that
it's
one. It's a
watchable.
ridiculous Christmas movie, isn't it?
It's
At
a
least
romp.
it's a Christmas movie.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's true.
he's
Yeah,
rewriting
like
it.
Die Hard.
You're going to do me Grinch smile.
Whereabouts in New York are you, Gary? Anyway, what area?
Long Island.
All right.
Oh, okay, that's where Daniel LaRusso comes from, right?
Yeah.
It's where the iced tea comes from as well.
Yeah.
Look at that. Yeah.
Adam
we know
Sandler is
New
here,
York.
Kevin James, Anne Hathaway, quite a few of them.
Ah,
okay.
Nice.
Wow.
And how's the filmmaking going?
Yes.
Filmmaking here is it's difficult with COVID. There are a lot more
Yeah.
restrictions and COVID officers and different people, and make sure you're wearing a mask, so it's a lot harder. But
COVID officers. We need some of that shit over here, Gary.
Yeah. Every film set you go on, there's a COVID officer and there's assistants to him, making sure everyone's wearing their masks and everyone is not coughing on each other. And it's brutal, but that's what it is for now.
Yeah. It's the same here as well, Webby. We have COVID officers on film
Sorry,
sets.
I thought you just meant like on the street.
On the street, yeah, like a proper, like going down and going, don't cough, and get your mask on.
Get your mask on, dickhead.
Yeah.
Hey, Gary, you seen the new Spider yet?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, okay.
So this is what I was going to ask, Gary. Watching like a film like Spider, we're doing this as a spoiler-free zone at the moment.
Okay.
So when you're watching a film like Spider-Man that's set in New York, like, are you looking at places going, well, that place isn't there, that doesn't exist, that's a bit contrived? Like, so, like,
or are you enjoying the film like a normal person?
Oh, there's places when there's films that are set in London, I'm like,
option
cool.
three.
Or
Option
that isn't
three.
Covent Garden Tube.
Option 3, Gary. Are you just simply thinking Danny DeVito would be perfect in this role?
I'm thinking Spider-Man takes off his mask and it's John Travolta.
Yeah.
But
keep seeing the vulture flying down. Yeah, takes off his wingsuit and steps out, but he steps off the legs and it's Danny DeVito. Just steps down from the legs, leaves the robot legs there, removes his helmet. Danny DeVito, vulture.
I mean, they've worked together before, so yeah.
Yeah.
But Rich, to answer your question, not really. I try to go into a movie and you have that suspension of like belief that I'm not really nitpicking. I'm just like trying to sit down and enjoy the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Man, it's always super accurate. They're always filming there. They filmed Toby Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man. They filmed there. I'm pretty sure they filmed a ton of Tom Holland's Spider-Man too. So
right.
So I think at this point they know how passionate the fans are with getting things right.
Yeah. And okay, so look, I know we're doing spoiler free, but I think everybody pretty much knows about.
Do they?
Do they?
Are we?
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
Okay.
And you need to.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. No, that's totally fine. No. I'm glad
I'm
glad I tested the water there. That's totally fine. Did we all? Have you seen it, Nat?
I haven't seen it, so I'm glad you didn't do it.
Okay, cool. Did we? Anyone who has seen it, have we all enjoyed it?
Yes.
It's fantastic.
Yeah,
it was brilliant, wasn't it? It was absolutely brilliant.
Movie of the year for me, and that's slim pickings this year, really.
Oh, really? More so than Ghostbusters?
Yeah, definitely more so than Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters was great, but Spider-Man was fucking.
I think Spider-Man did what it did better than.
Yeah,
Ghostbusters
I agree.
did.
I totally agree.
And
that was the thing, Ghostbusters that disappointed me a little bit, if you remember from our review show.
After
and actually,
the
I was
initial impact
elated
of
on this one.
After the initial impact of watching Ghostbusters and being blown away, and after letting it ruminate for a little bit, marinating it, thinking about it, I'm gonna have to rewatch it again and then make my mind up properly. But for me, my top 3: Spider-Man, Get Back, Ghostbusters.
Really?
Yeah, definitely.
I haven't seen Get Back.
Get Back is one of the best documentaries you're ever going to see. It melted my brain, man. It's absolutely brilliant. Even if you're not a
Did the inaccuracies not annoy you?
That Beatles documentary is so good.
Oh man, my brother is not a Beatles fan. He said that him and his missus had Sunday off this week, and said, "Should we put it on?" I should put it on. And then 8 hours later, they were still sat in there.
I watched it all in one sitting as well, man. I watched it all in one.
He's not a Beatles fan. He said it was one of the best documentaries he's ever seen. Now that's you know how high praise that is from my brother. He doesn't like anything.
I think this is true, Big T. Danny DeVito in a Christmas Expendables movie would be really good.
How has that not happened, man?
Yeah, exactly. And just see you there. Long Island's also home to Public Enemy and Colossal. And it is. I'd love to go and see it again. Actually,
I wanted to watch it straight away, man.
I wanted to do that with Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I sat there thinking afterwards, I'm not sure if I took all that in properly. I was so
exactly the same
on stalks.
I'd like to see Ghostbusters again first, I think, because I remember being sat with you watching it, Webby, and actually thinking whilst watching it, I can't wait to see this again. And I was like 10 minutes into the film, Whereas I didn't think that during Spider-Man. I just left kind of going, wow, there's a lot to digest there, and I'm sure I missed loads.
Put it this way: if all three of my top three, if all of them were streamable, not just Get Back, I'm already halfway through my second viewing of watching Get Back. If they were all streamable and I had copies of them at home, I probably would have watched them multiple times by now. Both of them, Spider-Man and Ghostbusters.
All right, okay. So all of us, top 3 films of the year. So we've heard Webby's. What are yours, Nat?
I'm just thinking that's why I was looking back through my phone, because I travel a lot with my job, so I haven't had the chance to get to the cinema a lot this year at all. And I live with 2 really vulnerable people at the moment, so there was always a bit of a risk. So I did go and see, actually on the big screen, In the Heights, which I really, really loved. I'm not going to lie. If you're not a musicals fan, might not be up your street, but thoroughly, thoroughly enjoyed In the Heights. Looked incredible, sounded incredible, made me cry. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Same with Dear Evan Hansen. There's a bit of controversy about that, but I liked it. I did enjoy Bond, not going to lie.
Sorry, was that did or didn't? I couldn't hear over Lummy's ferocious typing.
I know, it's like some people touch type. Lummy uses a hammer.
Yeah,
Hulk smash.
Yeah,
Webb's so captivating. Only kidding. I had to literally, Rich just asked me a question, so what am I going to do? Just ignore him? He asked me on the chat.
That's fine.
I'll just ignore it. Well, I've answered him anyway. You could keep talking now. Sorry.
Oh, come on. All right.
Sorry, go on, Webb.
I enjoyed
Wasn't even me talking, you prick.
Sorry, miles away. You've just talked so much tonight, Webb. I didn't know.
Stay with us, Lummy.
Jeez, if you're not going to tune in. If you're not going to tune into your own show while you're making it,
I was thinking.
Can't do 2 things at once if he's thinking.
It was a technical thing I had to say. I'm so sorry. Right.
That's all right.
Go on.
No, I enjoyed a bit more TV. So things like Landscapers, Squid Game, Hellbound, loving that at the moment. Alice in Borderlands, really enjoyed that. I was more for rewatched Big Little Lies season 1 and 2 because it's amazing. That's why I was going on about it. Highly recommend. Made, oh my god, incredible. I don't know if any of you've seen Made.
I feel like you've got an entirely different selection of streaming services.
We also asked your 3 favourite films. But,
I know, but I didn't get a lot of films in this year. In the Heights is my top one.
To be fair, mate, there weren't a lot of films to go by this year. There wasn't. There wasn't really.
This is it. I really love Shang-Chi. I like Black Widow. I thought Black Widow was great. I can't really see why there was so much hate about it. I thought it was a really good film. Good story.
Think there was much hate. I just felt it could have done perfectly well alongside Hawkeye as a TV show.
Yeah, I think so.
I agree. No, I completely agree there. No,
Shang-Chi, though, at the cinema was great. I enjoyed that. First one back as well.
Loved it. Yeah, was that? Did that make it extra special for you, Lummy? Because that would have meant nearly 20 months of you not being able to.
I forgot how much people talk in cinema when you go. I haven't missed that. You know, even watching Spider-Man, there were people at the side of me talking. I thought, shut the fuck up. Wait till it's streaming if you want to talk. But yeah, they were. I think going back, but the thing with Shang-Chi was what was so surprising was a character that you didn't know much about, or I didn't. A bit like when you saw Iron Man for the first time. It felt like that. It felt like they're starting again with.
And of course, something that happened in Shang-Chi that obviously is relevant to Spider-Man as well, and obviously when we're talking about Wang, and it's kind of. Yeah.
Stop. Never talk about your Wang again on this.
Stop talking about your Wang.
Talking about my Wang. It's Christmas, man.
Wang
this. Let me talk about my Wang.
Honestly.
I
think Wang Nation.
Shang-Chi, Wang-Chi.
Did you see Shang-Chi?
Wang-Chi?
I did not. I saw Spider-Man.
Do you have Disney Plus, Gary?
I do. I do have Disney Plus.
Because Shang-Chi's on there. You can watch it on there.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like,
okay. I'm going to see you later. I'm going to go do that now.
Bob's here.
Happy Christmas, Bob. So, go on, Webby.
Gary, unfortunately for me, I think Shang-Chi fell into that bracket of movies. When you reach a certain age and people see movies before you, and then they tell you that movie's good, and you go into it thinking, this is going to be really good, and it wasn't good.
No.
Yeah, for me, didn't do it, man. It was too too much CGI. What Spider-Man gets right about the CGI, Shang-Chi got wrong. It's the same as Black Panther. They just didn't spend as much money, I don't think, or as much attention to detail. There's some really horrible CGI in Black Panther and in Shang-Chi, and I think that's what, unfortunately, affected me.
Just to interrupt, so it's not. There's five. Does 5 people quantify a party? Does 5 people quantify a party?
Bring it
Do you know what?
It's
Let's
always
bring
a
out our
party.
friend. Let's always. I like that, Gary. Let's bring out our friends.
always a party.
Pixels Green. Hey up, Pixels.
Hey.
And we've got our good buddy. Eddie
Hey.
Oh, no, it's a party.
If this
Merry
crashes the
Christmas.
system, we'll have to like bring people back in because I don't know how many we can have.
Crashing your party.
That's why. That's what I was frantically typing. That's what Rich said. How many people can we get in at once? I'm like, I don't fucking know.
Actually, no. You just said. No, actually, no. That's a lie. I've got it written. You said I think we can have them all, which is why we've just opened it up to everyone.
No.
Minimum
Let's
7
say
and potentially maximum 7.
Maximum of 7. Exclusivity there. So, guys, we're talking about the 3 best films that you've seen this year. So let's go back to Gary. Gary, what 3 best films you've seen this year?
Oh my God. James Bond really surprised me.
Okay.
It wasn't. I don't know, but to me, like after you see so many of those, they just get boring.
Yeah, I agree.
All right.
Which is why I haven't seen this one yet.
Like, all right, he shoots. He has the car, the Aston Martin, whatever. I've seen it 1,000 times, but this one was really good.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like really.
I enjoyed this one. Gary is right.
Yeah.
Gary, also before we get your second one, what time is it over there at the minute?
3:56 in the afternoon, almost 4 o'clock.
Ah, okay,
Wow.
cool. So it's not like the middle of the night.
Dinner
for you,
yet?
right?
No, it's not the middle of the night.
Okay, so what's your second favorite film this year?
Oh my God! Does it have to be a film that came out this year?
Ideally, but we are a bit, we're not exactly spoiled for choice, really, are we, this year with movies?
There's a movie I highly recommend to all of you. It's called Who's Minding the Store? It's an old Jerry Lewis movie. It's fantastic. It's hysterical. It's literally good old filmmaking, no special effects, just him doing comedy. It's fantastic.
Who's minding the store?
Awesome.
Yeah,
Who's minding the store?
It's
what
so
year is
cool.
that from, Gary?
Oh, it must have been from
60s?
the 60s.
70s?
Yeah, it's just straight funny dialogue.
Weirdly enough, Jerry Lewis never
63.
massively took off in England.
No.
I think because at the time people like Carry On and Mike, guys you mentioned, Morecambe and Wise and people like that were really, really popular in mainstream comedy in England. It was before we realised there were other countries we could communicate with. You can watch some of their stuff. So I've always known who he is, and he was the original Nutty Professor before Eddie. Yeah. Eddie.
That's right. Yeah.
Not
Murphy.
that Eddie, the other Eddie Murphy.
Eddie Redmayne. Yeah.
I only know 2 Eddies. This Eddie and Eddie Murphy.
Eddie French. Before
I'm
Eddie
all out of
French
Eddies.
It was me. I was going, I'm big fat, have a drink. Oh, sexy now.
Yeah.
And that was my audition. And they said, we'll call you. And they didn't. Next thing you know, Murphy's all over the screen, giving it a big grin.
He'd done a few more projects than you, that's all.
I mean,
he had more Twitter followers. That's why.
I heard he was kissing the producer.
Oh.
Enthusiastically
on the bumhole.
And I
Gary,
did it half-heartedly, so I should have learned
on the shoulder. Gary, what about your third favorite film?
Oh my God. Well, I think my number 1 had to have been Spider-Man.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Just I don't know about the people that saw it, but for me, like I know they de-aged Alfred Molina. He doesn't look like that anymore, but I couldn't tell.
The de-aging was great, wasn't it? William
I
Dafoe
couldn't
was
tell,
incredible.
Man, yeah. Can we just establish who among us hasn't seen it? Because this has to be spoiler free, right? People are still waiting for the movie.
Natalie.
Nat hasn't. Pixels, have you seen it?
I have not. No, I've seen very little this year, actually. Can you hear me?
Me
This is a
too.
new
Yeah. Hello, by the way.
you,
Merry
mate.
Christmas.
Merry
It's
Christmas
very strange.
to you,
It's
lovely.
a camera with a microphone around it. So if I do a blockbusters, please, Bob, I just It's not good for anybody.
Ah,
What's a
see.
camera in the middle of a microphone?
It seems like a weird thing to
I
do.
mean that I kickstarted it while drunk.
I'd kind of like you to take a picture of this and show it to us, but I'm afraid I'm kind of worried what you take a picture of it with, like, you know.
Careful,
Hair
Rich.
dryer.
Don't be opening some sort of Doctor Strange wormhole.
I can
paradise.
This is it, yeah, exactly.
Can
The
actually see that in the
multiverse.
reflection.
Yeah, you got to be
Multiverse.
careful.
And it's got a ring
can-
light
I
around it as well. It's the whole package.
Oh, wowzers.
I
That was
love it,
good.
actually.
Okay, so Eddie, what about you? What are your 3 top films of this year?
Again, not seen many of them, but I did enjoy Shang-Chi a lot. That one was really good. I really enjoyed the new Candyman.
I've not seen that yet, actually.
I thought
I
that
wanna
was
see that.
really good.
Is
Um,
Danny
Remind
DeVito
me
in
about
that?
that.
Say again, sorry.
Is Danny
Danny DeVito.
DeVito in that one?
Danny DeVito.
Candyman.
Danny DeVito. It's 3 Danny DeVitos in a sheepskin coat with a butcher's hook, and that is
The
the new
multiverse
Candyman.
with Danny DeVito.
Yeah, it's really impressive. I mean, yeah, no, I thought it was a really good film, and
Jordan
yeah,
Peele.
Jordan Peele was a producer. I think he
Yeah, it's a friend of
took a pass
Jordan,
on the-
Jordan Peele's that's directed it, isn't it?
Oh, really? Okay.
It's got that same sort of smart way Jordan Peele has of making the established more contemporary without in a very logical way, in a way that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I won't spoil it because it is. If you go into it with this sort of idea, you'll only be able to see that.
You're looking for it.
You're looking for a thing
Yeah,
which
yeah,
I spotted, which you don't need to enjoy the film because it's a perfectly serviceable horror film, slasher film. It's really cool.
Would it be a spoiler to say that the director did manage to shoehorn Danny DeVito into this movie in a blink and you'll miss it? When Candyman opens his coat to see the face, it's Danny DeVito's face on all the little bees.
I don't know about spoiler. I think it would definitely be a falsehood, but I don't know about spoiler.
Opens his
about
coat,
spoiler.
Danny DeVito pops his face out of his belly button.
Yeah, it's just, but it is
glow
just
up.
him. But it is just him from that scene in Friends, just thrusting. There's actually a tiny shock to Lisa Kudrow in the background as well. It's if blinking you miss it, and also a Nicolas Cage film called Pig.
Oh yes,
that was really great, properly good. Really surprised. It was, how these days Nick Cage has I'm going to do all of the acting, or I don't think I'll do any acting in this film. I'll just move almost silently through scenes, and then the film will happen. It's one of the latter ones, but very good indeed.
If that's floating your boat, Eddie, have you seen the trailer for the Nicolas Cage movie where he's playing himself?
Oh, he's got a
you've got to check this
being
trailer
John
out,
Malkovich
guys.
style.
Oh
project,
yeah, but
doesn't
it
he?
looks absolutely. I'm trying to find it now. Carry on. I'll have a look while you're.
Yeah, no, my girlfriend is a huge fan of both varieties of Nicolas Cage.
And Danny DeVito.
Yeah, we went to see Pig with if you've got any pre-C fans, old school, we went to see it with Tom King in Sheffield in the summer, and that was really great. It was a film where I just I can remember moods that I was put into, and I can remember sort of snapshots, but other than that, so this one's so
That's
so
cool.
that's what I enjoyed.
Thanks, Eddie. What about you, Pixels? What have you seen this year that you've enjoyed movie-wise?
I think everybody's been avoiding saying it because it is the obvious choice, but Peter Rabbit 2, The Runaway, absolutely number one of the year.
I mean,
You're right, we completely missed it. I mean, for old time's sake, there he is.
I mean,
can I just say that tagline is not bullshit. The garden was the big. If you've seen, I went to see it with my boy. I took my little boy to see it.
I actually forgot you genuinely went to see this.
Yeah. Yeah.
In fact, are you the only one who's seen this? Out of
because we
of
were
all of us
joking
in this
for
joke.
so long, I thought it was a serious thing. I thought we were actually going to invest and go see this.
How does the rabbit manage to look smug? Even the CGI rabbit looks smug. I even want to punch the rabbit in the face. Look at it, and it's big.
Right, does Corden do the voice of Peter Rabbit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he does.
Oh,
well, hang on a
I
minute.
didn't
He doesn't
realise
just
that.
do the voice. He basically is Peter Rabbit.
Was it all mocap?
Yeah, it's like.
Was he in the ping pong suit?
Yeah, I bet he
Jumping
insisted on it as well. I bet he insisted on it. They went, "Oh, we don't need you to do that, James." We're like, "No, it's fine. I'll turn up and do it." And you're like, "Oh,
do you dare me? Do you dare me? Do you dare me? No,
Yeah,
please be my friend. Do you dare me?" Come on.
Webby, did you really see it?
Pardon?
Did you really see
Yeah,
it?
Webby.
Yeah, I've got a 4-year-old boy who's seen the first movie, right? And to be fair, I don't think this movie is anywhere near as bad as it deserves from our shit talking of this movie.
You know for a fact that if
there
that
is
had been virtually any other actor in the role of Peter, no one would be talking about this film
Exactly.
ever again.
That's very
Some
true.
people
That's true,
might
yeah.
even find it to be a charming diversion.
Yeah, exactly.
we just totally car crashed Pixel though there with that. Although you did say up, I guess.
Oh, beg
I
your
did,
pardon.
yeah. I
did
kind of,
say.
Yeah.
But I've not seen
so-
that much really. I think the only thing I've seen this year that came out this year was Gunpowder Milkshake, and
Oh,
that
it's
was all right.
great.
Quite enjoyed
Yeah.
that.
Nice.
Yeah,
There's
Nice.
Jolt
yeah.
as well that's on my list, which seems to be Crank but with Kate Beckinsale, which sounds like a winner to me. So I'll give that a try. And
Yeah.
other than that, no, it's not really seen that. I've been watching Succession, the TV series.
I
Now,
keep hearing about this
A lot
one.
of people are watching this and really talking about it. I feel like it's one
Yeah.
of those ones that I'm either gonna kind of get in, like, decide I'm gonna watch it and I'm gonna love it, or I'm just gonna like cut my nose off to spite my face and just avoid it at all costs. And I have with no logical reason why.
Yeah,
it's just
so,
'cause
I've
other
been
than everybody
hearing
else
about
is
it,
talking about it.
Been hearing about it for a long time, and yeah, still not got round to it. But I think I could.
It's in danger of becoming
will,
Stan.
Yeah, I will enjoy it. I think.
I think once again, because I got to it, I got to it when it was just start season 3. So I think when it gets to too many seasons, because I'd like to watch what is it, The Sopranos, but it's too much. It's a massive.
Oh, Sopranos is amazing.
Yeah, but there's like there's like oh
Oh,
my
it's a lot
god,
of
9 or
investment,
10
yeah.
seasons or something.
6.
Okay,
Six.
but it's like
Six
complaining.
seasons.
It's like me complaining that I don't know. It's a weird one because yes, it's long and yes, there's a lot of it, but the quality is pretty high.
It's stunning.
So why would you not want that amount of quality to? You know, what I
Even
mean?
if you just dedicate one episode, like or just like, I'm going to do one episode a week. Yeah, it would take you a couple of years to get through the whole lot, but it might just be that if you decide to give it like one episode a week, after 2 weeks you're giving it 2 or 3 episodes a week because it is that good. Exactly the same with The Wire as well. It's just spectacular.
I think what we
I
forget,
saw The Wire
right,
years ago, and that's still kind of the benchmark for me. On the Breaking Bad was okay, but it was no The Wire.
I'm interested in.
It wasn't okay. It was boring.
No.
Did you not like Breaking Bad?
Breaking Bad
mate.
was a tedious wank that went
No.
on far too long.
How about Better Call Saul? What do you think about Better Call Saul?
I haven't watched it. I understand it's very good, but
I mean,
it was
I
the only
love
bits
Breaking Bad.
that I enjoyed of Breaking Bad. I didn't even bother with season 5 of Breaking Bad. I got to the end of series 4 and decided I was just going to put it in a little wicker basket and float it down the Nile in the hope that it found
like
a family
Moses.
that loved it. Yeah.
Yeah,
and the joke's on me because Breaking Bad went on to free the Israelites. So now I look like a fool.
Yeah, season 5 of Breaking Bad, I think is its strong point. Where it's one of those shows that so often you get to the end series and they throw away the last couple of episodes. This is one of those rare occurrences where they did the show justice and gave it a decent ending. But
well, if they could have
personally
done that in
speaking,
series 4, then maybe I would
you
have
might have
stuck
kept
through
me watching.
But,
Yeah,
we wouldn't be
it
having this
didn't.
conversation right now.
It didn't, and you know what? I actually realised I was like, no one's making me watch this. I can just stop. It was quite a revelation for someone who did used to be quite a completist, and then I realised that the sun rose the next morning and everything carried on as normal. I'm like, I didn't have to watch the thing I wasn't enjoying. It was great.
I loved Breaking Bad, but Better Call Saul is better, in my
it's
personal
not
opinion.
just better. It's a completely different beast. It really
So,
is.
There's something really beautiful about it. I think you'd really like it, actually.
I'm a big fan of Odenkirk. I think he's really,
Yeah.
really great.
Yeah,
And I did enjoy the scenes with Saul in Breaking Bad.
Now,
I just
spoiler
feel
alert.
that Breaking Bad. Better Call Saul. Do they have any women in it who behave like human women? Or
not really a lot of women in it.
No, but his girlfriend in it. Yeah.
Okay, because Breaking Bad was just bereft of any women who behaved like human beings. It was startlingly poorly written for women, and I will stand by that.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
I think it's written. I think Better Call Saul's written. I understand what you mean. Actually, I think Better Call Saul's written slightly better in that.
Completely different beasts, though, Eddie.
Yeah. No,
Better Call Saul has definitely got brains, not just bravado about it. Whereas Breaking Bad, I can see why people would lose the thread with it. I've never watched it again. I've watched it once. That'll do for me. I have no intention to sit down and watching it. But I'm glad that Better Call Saul came from it because it's totally different. It really is. I think I think Rich is right. It's a good shout for being a contender to impress, definitely.
No, I agree.
Go on.
No, go on, Nat.
No, I was just going to say, completely changing the subject, but I just had completely forgotten how much I enjoyed it. I introduced my nephew 2 days ago to the Terminator, and I hadn't seen the original Terminator from the 1980s. I hadn't seen it for something like 10 years, and I sold it to my nephew as there's a lot of explosions and guns and robots. And
how old's your nephew?
He's
10.
40.
28.
He's just turned 40.
Three and a half, 4. Just get on his feet. He's 10. So I was like, I think it's a good time for you to meet Terminator, and he absolutely loved it. But you know what? I had completely forgotten how brilliant it was, and how
I haven't seen that film in about 30 years.
It still stands up. Most of the effects still stand up really, really well.
Really interesting.
Yeah.
It gets that thing of making you feel really, really anxious. Like it gets that right, where you know the Terminator's coming. The pacing of it's great.
Oh, wonderful! Like the relentlessness of it. But the only bit that you could really think, oh yeah, you can tell that's an effect, is when it's a fake Arnie head when he's doing the eye thing. Other than that, almost all of it just stood up really well, which is a testament to James Cameron and the special effects. But one thing I've been watching a lot recently is like Eli Roth's History of Horror, and the dramatic, I think, in my opinion, in movies, and it comes back to what Webber you were saying about CGI, is how dramatically different a movie is when somebody had to physically create an effect themselves. Like so, Tom Savini, who created so many amazing horror effects, now that they just do with CGI, but to actually see them created by a human and it have to go through a process and it still look and stand up to the test of time blows my mind, because I think now if you were given that challenge, how good would people be now? Would there be another Tom Savini, or are we relying too much on creating magic with a green screen and a computer? Do you know what I mean?
Possibly. Do you know, Eddie mentioned earlier Candyman, and that makes me think of an effect they used in Clive Barker's Hellraiser in the 80s, where you see a decomposing body rise out of the floorboards and slowly turn into a solid body again. And it's one of the simplest effects. I think they used it in Indiana Jones, and that's making a multi-layered wax model of something, melting it down, and then reversing the footage so it looks like it's. And it's just a simple effect, but I don't think you could beat it with CGI. It just looks fantastic. It's all bubbling out of the floor and looks really cool, you know.
It's chaos with when you do something for real in a real scenario. There's an element of chaos that's always going to add something you cannot replicate because no one will think to put it in. To sort of
chaos.
To put a similar thing in is when if you use Jeff Goldblum there to spoil. No, you're all right. It's like nowadays when rock bands use drums from the computer, it's all exactly on time. It all sounds exactly the same. There's not the tiny difference in pressure on the kick pedal that makes the sound different, that moves the thing, and the microphone placement. All of that, you can make things sound very, very clever, but you can't make it sound real, and that's why CG is only so good. and I'm sure it's been said before, but the Lord of the Rings films were brilliant because everything was real, and then they sprinkled fairy dust from the computer on top of a real thing instead of building it from the ground up and then having a sort of a shiny bad thing.
Reverse engineering it in that way,
Well, if you think about the difference between the Spider-Man film that came out at the same time and the swinging through New York bit, all those buildings look pretty ropey, and at the same time Hobbiton and Mount Doom and all of these things were being made, and the difference is night and day. So
I think we've got an expert on this. Gary, did the buildings in New York look ropey?
Well, I've been saying this for a long time. I think there is a healthy amount of CGI you could put into film, but also you can't just take things out that you can easily do physically.
Do you know what? I'd be really interested in hearing your opinion on Shang-Chi, in which case, and seeing if it compares at all to Webby's, because actually, from what you were saying there, you might have a similar opinion to the one that Webby had.
Mate, to be honest, Rich, the thing is with Shang-Chi is it's gone so far now, and that many people's opinions that I respect have told me it's a good movie. Every time I hear about how good this film is, it makes me feel like a dumbass.
No,
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
No.
I feel like I'm missing something else.
No, but we all have our triggers, though. No, but we all have our triggers, don't we?
Yeah, it was primarily the CGI. Maybe watching it on a big screen might have helped dilute some of that, but I don't think it would. It's just the style that people employ these days, and it happens with certain movies. And it brings me right out of the movie, man.
Yeah, I was sat on for a short moment of it, but I thought Doctor Strange overdid the CGI. It was all garish.
Was that you mean with the buildings folding and all that sort of stuff?
Yeah, and that big face in space. I didn't catch the plot.
I forget what it's called. Dormammu.
I'm looking.
Dormammu.
Yeah,
Dormammu.
I really want to see. I want to see where the next Doctor Strange goes, but it's going to be difficult to talk about that without bringing in any Spider-Man spoilers. But just time for a little quick festive look at a lovely Christmas memory from yesteryear.
Oh dear God!
Oh my God!
That's going to take you all down. Look at him.
He's not even trying, is he?
Come at me!
I don't think that girl's face looks as worried as she should be.
No, she doesn't realise.
I think that looks like they've both just noticed something really concerning. I think they're actually in it together. I don't think.
Yeah, they're both going. Is the camera working?
The camera's on fire.
Yeah. They're both saying, "Why does that camera? Why is it perfectly spherical with the little bit on the top and a string on fire on? Oh no, it says bomb.
Why does my microphone have a camera in the middle of it? We've also got.
Oh no!
I mean, that's got some creepy eyes.
Why does that look like Peter Sellers is in the?
Actually, yeah. Weirdly, that kid looks a bit like you.
That kid looks like he's got some pictures of the Santa that Santa would rather not went public.
What's he handing him?
I've got him in a safe somewhere, Santa. You
Santa's like, let's cut a deal.
I mean, that kid is like a perfect Christmas cherub of a kid, isn't he? I mean, it's just like if you were to draw like a little boy, that is probably the boy that you don't.
No, you see, I think that kid looked like he'd burn your house down.
It looks like a Rat Pack waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I can't believe you found a colour picture of a Christmas tree that proves that Christmas. Where are the Christmas lights, man? How old is this photo?
I didn't notice that.
There's no lights.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's definitely an artificial tree, isn't it? That's not.
Yeah, that has to be fake.
That's not a real tree. Right, one thing that we always want to do.
Crocodile Dundee. Pull out your tree.
Big T.
Hey. That's not a tree. This is a tree.
Look, Webby, see?
There you go, Webby.
It's a Christmas miracle.
I'm not crazy after all, guys.
Yeah.
And what we want to do on this show is we want to find out our guests' geeky secrets, because like for me it's wrestling. It's something that I loved as a kid and I kind of still dip my toe into occasionally, because
Dude, you tip your full penis into it. Don't lie.
I genuinely haven't seen any wrestling for about a year.
A minute.
Yeah, fair enough.
For an hour.
No, for about a year.
Online?
Yeah, an hour and 49.
Genuinely, I am. It's one of those things that I am I've got an affection for, and it's like a childish sort of immature affection that I've never been able to get rid of for wrestling. And we want to know what your geeky secrets are, folks. So
can you quantify what that is? So we're talking about things that you might lose a bit of street cred with your friends if you admitted to liking this particular show. But honestly, I can
nothing horrific though. I grabbed Danny DeVito and don't just be careful, Gary, what you say. Don't like.
So let's start off with Nat. Nat, what is your geeky secret? What is the thing that you really, really love that other people might look down upon or judge you for?
Literally, give me Lucy Worsley telling me about Hampton Court and the Tudors, and I am happy bunny. Give me a factual history program with Lucy Worsley. Anything. She could literally.
Does it have to be about the Tudors? If she, or is it the person themselves?
I've got a bit of a girl crush on Lucy Worsley. I have girl crush and boy crushes, and Lucy Worsley is a girl crush. Like, she could read the back of a Weetabix packet, frankly, and I'm there for it. But
could she read the back of a Back to the Future cereal box?
A really old one, though. Obviously.
Yes,
you've got no interest in your modern cereals.
Henry VIII cereal. So yeah, anything like that. Or there's a program called Digging for Britain, which literally visits different archaeological sites around the UK and tells you what they find, and I love it. And that's my geeky TV secret.
Okay. Did you like Tony Robinson doing all?
I love Tony Robinson.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Did you see his set of programs called Superstitions?
No,
because
I didn't.
There was 6 episodes, and each episode.
That was him covering Stevie Wonder, right?
Yeah,
in jizz.
So like he did one about gods and monsters, one about vampires, one about medieval beliefs and what made people poorly. They're really, really good. Tony Robinson, Superstitions. I love him. Yes, I would marry him also.
Okay. Perfect. All right, Pixels, what is your geeky secret? What is something that you love that maybe you'd feel a bit awkward telling other people about?
Well, I was kind of hoping you wouldn't come to me second, because I'm not really sure. I mean, I don't believe in. I know a lot of people say, I don't believe in guilty pleasures, but I think if you like something, you like something. So
there's
a lot of things.
Yeah, that's a valid point.
A lot of 90s comedies that I've come to, certainly within the last 10 years, that because at the time when they came out in the 90s, I was in that kind of sullen teenage phase when everything was shit. And so now, the things like Dinner Ladies with Victoria.
Oh, Dinner Ladies is great!
I didn't have time for it back in the day, so it's something I got to.
But weirdly, because we were talking earlier on about Christmas specials and things like that, I used to really love the sitcom about the family. It had Hugh Dennis in it and Claire.
Oh, Brady Bunch.
Outnumbered.
It's a Brady Bunch. Outnumbered. I loved Outnumbered. I mean, obviously, it was all about the kids because they were absolutely brilliant in it. And when they got older, then it just got a bit contrived and stuff like that.
We've been a bit too British here, Gary. We do apologise. It's all British.
Yeah, sorry, Gary. It's a British thing.
Outnumbered is basically Brady Bunch, I guess, for the English crowd. We look like the Brady Bunch right now.
Yeah, we do.
No,
here's the story.
Have a lovely lady.
Let's not get a strike, guys. Gary, what is your geeky secret?
Oh my god, I don't think I have any secrets.
Besides Danny DeVito.
And John Travolta.
If there's ever been anything shouted from the rooftops, it's Gary's love of Danny DeVito. That is not a secret.
No, it's not.
Oh wow, I don't think I have any secrets.
Is there something that if you met like somebody that you were attracted to and you were talking to them, is there something you'd hold back telling them about that you liked, like a TV show or computer game or something like that?
Most of the time, I'd rather watch a 50s or 60s science fiction movie than watch something from now, because I feel like back then it was so focused on story.
Okay, cool.
Because they didn't have things to work with. So.
Yeah, that's a really good. See, that's the thing. Both of you, like Pixels, you say you didn't want us to come to you next. Your point was incredibly valid, and Gary, exactly the same, man. That's a really great geeky secret. Eddie, what about you, my friend? Hi, Eddie. Hi.
Eddie. Hi. Hi.
We'll just say hi to Eddie. Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Hi, Eddie.
Hey, Eddie.
In fact, we really look
This
like.
is all I ever wanted for Christmas. Attention. I don't know. Similarly to Pixels, I suppose, I don't really consider anything that I have to be something that I wouldn't wank on and on and on about at any given or not given provocation. But if you're talking about 90s sitcoms that often get overlooked, I mean, Dinner Ladies was hailed and considered wonderful from the get-go, but I recently rewatched The Thin Blue Line, and even though it's full
of Curly Whirly, sir.
Yeah, absolutely, it's full of some of the worst Richard Curtisisms that man ever did. But
James Dreyfus. He's done plenty.
But and he has. But I still can't help but love every moment of it. I think it's
James Dreyfus. Is that?
James Dreyfus played Constable Goody.
Followed me on Twitter until I said something in support of trans folk, and he unfollowed me.
Do you know what? He hates that.
He really does, doesn't he? But he followed me for years, and I just put a thing on going, yeah, if you got a problem with this, maybe you got a problem with yourself, or something like that. And yeah, he suddenly started unfollowing me. To be honest, I was surprised he was following me in the first place, so maybe he just realised it was a mistake.
I mean,
do you follow me?
You just never see me. I hide behind bushes, cars.
I mean,
creep. And
I used to. I mean, to be honest, I used to follow you with James Dreyfus. We used to car share.
With James Corden.
Yeah, we would do. But James Corden kept on singing Ed Sheeran songs really loudly, and we thought it was just Rich was gonna notice us, so we got rid of him. And then James Dreyfus went all weird, and I thought, nah, do you know what? I'll just comment on Rich's show sometimes. Yeah. That'll have to do.
You know what?
I had other projects coming up, so you know.
We should ask Gary really if what your thoughts, Gary, on James Corden are, because
that's a good point.
Because he's your problem.
Yeah, because we've got a couple of exports that we've sort of sent over to America. Unfortunately, you sent Piers Morgan back, but we're just wondering.
But you can have him back again.
Yeah.
We didn't want him back,
Can we just
Gary.
play ping pong with him? Can we play ping pong with James Corden? With Piers Morgan?
There's so much British culture that people love here, and there's so many people from Britain that come here, and we just love them. James Corden is everywhere. He's on every interview. He's talking to everyone. He was on the Friends reunion.
Why? What's the fascination? Come on, elaborate.
Is it the accent? Is it his
cheeky,
boyish charm?
Is it that
I have no
absolute
idea.
need to be adored by everyone he's ever met?
I mean, to be fair, I can relate to that.
I mean, honestly, I'm all right on that one, I promise.
No, I can relate to that, to be fair. Okay, so what is it about James Corden that Americans like? Is it the accent?
Can I answer that? Is it maybe that for an English person, he sure has a lot in common with the American stereotype of being quite loud, quite overconfident.
Stereotypes we're talking now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Stereotype. So they welcomed him with open arms because they thought, well, he can't be that British. His teeth are straight. He's
got good
tanned.
teeth. Yeah.
I don't know. It can't be Gavin and Stacey or something.
Sorry, Pixels. What was that?
Whatever.
Say that again, Pixels.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Took over from when Harold Shipman left. The opposite way around, because James Corden took over from Craig Ferguson. There's nothing on Craig Ferguson as James.
I love Craig Ferguson.
Who's Craig Ferguson? Why don't I know Craig
Scottish comedian.
Yeah.
He was big in the 90s over here, and then he disappeared, and then also he's doing this chat show in America.
He was brilliant as well as
in the episode of Red Dwarf, Confidence and Paranoia, he played Confidence.
Right.
Okay, let's have a look.
Yeah, he's a Scottish.
He did an American accent.
Exactly who you mean.
Yeah. Scottish dude who landed one of the biggest late night TV gigs in America.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did really well.
He had a robot on his chat show, didn't he? He had a
Oh, the
robot.
pig movie.
Join or Die with Craig Ferguson.
Yeah,
We've got Big Team or guilty favourite movie, Babe. That'll do, pig.
Ah,
Okay.
nice. And yeah, anyone else who's watching the show, feel free to comment below with your geeky secret. We want to know more about you folks. Lummy, what is your geeky secret? Because I don't think we've ever actually asked each other this.
Are you kidding? We're going about old time stuff we
We
love.
talk about things that we like, but is there anything that you like?
I
that
know what it is.
maybe-
It's
I
the
know what it
initials
is.
are LN. It's set
Yeah,
north of the
keep going.
border.
Yeah, keep going.
It's got a bit of cryptozoology involved.
Bit of Ted Danson, maybe.
Oh yeah, there you go.
It's got a huge dollop of Ted Danson in there.
But it's not a secret. This isn't a
No,
secret.
it's not.
This
No,
is
Well,
what I
that's
was
why
just
I'm asking.
thinking.
Is
Maybe
there
we've-
anything?
I don't have any geeky secrets because
You don't have
I
any?
tell everybody nothing's really a secret. Like everybody's been saying, it's not easy to say.
Maybe we need to rework what we've.
I tell you all about Loch Ness with Ted
Exactly.
Danson. It's the greatest movie.
Instead of a guilty secret, what about this? Something that people might be surprised to learn that you enjoy watching. And maybe that's what we're on about.
Like you
Okay,
Mrs.
I've got
Brown
one.
Boys.
I've got one.
Oh, yeah, okay, that's
I'm
something else.
partial to the music of Gloria Estefan. There,
I love
said
a bit
it.
of Gloria.
Deal with it,
Estefan.
people. Shut up, Webby, and you, Lummy.
I love a bit of Gloria. Rhythm's gonna get you.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna come over. Oh, you
Doc-
come over.
Dr. Love.
Yeah,
That's a cover version.
yeah, I know, but her version is great as well. Have you not heard it? Really good.
Dr. Beat.
Oye mi
Anyone?
canto. Oye mi canto.
Dr. Beat. Oh, I'll give you. All right, I've got one for you. Here we go. Right, when I was younger, I had a secret about liking film score music. This is one for you, right? And when I were at college and stuff, I used to listen to it, and I listened to it on my headphones, so with the music so far down because I thought people would think I was a weirdo. There you go.
And we all thought you were a weirdo, Lummy.
Yeah, but it's not the kind. It's not. It's not kind of seen as a normal thing to listen to just film score music in a way. Or it certainly wasn't when I was a kid, you know.
I get
What
that.
school was it?
Instead, everyone was
Just
like,
anything.
"Why's the
anything.
curly-haired kid listening to nothing on his Walkman?"
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
weird.
Yeah. So I did used to do that. I did used to have the volume down, you know, while I was listening to that
Yeah.
stuff. But any score music, John Williams, John Barry, any of them, you know.
All the
Any of the
Johns.
Johns.
All the Johns.
John music.
John Feeney, yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
John Barry, John Williams, Henry Mancini. Come on, all right, I'll name them all if you want me to.
All right,
Silvestri.
I got a guilty secret for you.
Go on, Webby. We should go. I mean, hang on, whoa. Geeky secret. Not guilty. I don't want to know
Not
anything.
murder.
Like
Secret.
Not
Geek
murder.
that doesn't quite work, does it?
I once collected for charity and never gave it them.
No, it's along the lines of I go on about comic books all the time. I've never actually read one. Never read one. Not a single one.
Bought them all. Just
Terrible.
never picked.
Yeah.
Just
Had no
can't
interest.
stand all the drawings.
Do you know what? If
paper.
anything,
The
they make
paper.
it quicker to read.
Just give me the dialogue straight to the point.
Yeah,
Exactly.
That's all I need.
That'd be a lot
What do I
shorter.
need
It
pictures
saves
for?
Yeah,
It saves so much paper.
Gary, if
Yeah.
your dialogue's good enough, I should get the picture in my mind. I don't need to see your
Exactly
drawings.
that.
They're
Yeah,
wasting so much
exactly that.
ink.
The thing is, if that were the case, Gary would be reading comics or lines on paper, and it would just be all these images of Danny DeVito talking and fighting with each other.
Exactly. Why do I need you to draw it for me when I'm basically going to be picturing Danny DeVito for every character on every
Doing it
frame?
anyway, so why bother?
Hey, Gary,
No,
I'm thinking of Danny DeVito right now, so it's all right. Don't worry about it, man.
Now,
I don't think you're the only person thinking about it, Danny DeVito right now, and I wonder who else is. And
Gary,
also,
what is the obsession? No, I would say obsession. What is your obsession with Danny DeVito? What is the fascination, the through line that you got for Danny DeVito?
So this started when I rewatched the Johnny Depp Charlie in the Chocolate Factory film, right? And I thought, wait, they used different people back in the day as Oompa Loompas. They used different, and then now it's like they're using Deep Roy as every Oompa Loompa. And I said, fucking Danny DeVito.
Right.
Brilliant.
Right.
Yeah, fair.
Just Danny DeVito.
fair enough.
And then from that point on, you started recasting films with Danny DeVito.
Yes. And then I was
Thinking
like,
mind's eye.
Harry Potter, he could play the broom.
Yeah.
Not
Yeah.
any
Harry Potter
character,
and the
just
Danny
the
DeVito.
broom.
Have you ever met Danny DeVito or come close to meeting him?
No, I have not. Although,
I
if
feel like
did,
you
I
live
would tell
down the
him my
road from him,
ideas.
right?
He's
I feel like
another-
he's in the other room typing.
That'd be an awesome guest.
When
to
I
be
was at
on,
university, and I might have said this on the show before, when I was at university, my friend Chloe was obsessed with Michael Ball. I don't know if you know who Michael Ball is, Gary. He's a West End star and TV personality. And she was completely, to the point where she opened up a snow globe and put in a picture of her and Michael Ball superimposed together, photoshopped together. And she closed out. I had this snow globe of her and Michael Ball. And he was performing in The Woman in White in the West End. And she went to the stage door after the show to see it. And he's signing autographs. And suddenly, as he's signing these autographs, he just stops and looks down and goes, "Sorry, have you just kissed my foot?" And my friend Chloe was on her hands and knees kissing his feet while he was signing autographs for everybody else. I mean, that's some pretty extreme fandom.
Now, Gary,
right
the lesson
there.
I'm hearing there is when you eventually do get to,
can't be
when you,
spoken.
when
There's
you
a
do get,
lunacy goes on and on.
Gary, when you do eventually meet Danny DeVito, which I'm pretty sure is inevitable, you live in the same street as him. Yeah, I guess the lesson I'm taking from that is he's probably not going to mind if you kiss his feet. He won't care.
No, probably not. I reckon Danny DeVito's got really small feet.
It'd be weird if he had size 12.
Yeah, why would you
probably
think
would.
that?
Walking
No,
around
but
like
I just feel
Sideshow
like
Bob.
Really? Yeah. No, I just think like
Big feet in Batman Returns. Was it?
That's true.
Yeah, no, that is
He also had
true,
flippers for
yeah.
hands.
Flippers for hands. Okay, as we've got an expert on New York on the show, and Fairy Tale in New York is a Christmas song. I think it's keeping it in the Christmas theme. If anybody has any scraping the barrel, if anybody has any questions
About New York.
I think now is the time you get because I've never been to New York. It's a city I've always wanted. I've never really particularly been interested in visiting the States, but I feel like New York is a completely different. No, I'm sorry, man. I just
Who has been to New York?
I've never been to New York.
I know somebody went to New York. I know
Lummy went to New York.
Went to New York, Lummy.
Natalie, you've been to Manhattan.
Say again?
You've been to Manhattan.
Well, I started in New York and then I travelled up through the state and into Maine and then into Canada.
Okay.
Oh, did you? When did you do that?
Oh, it was about 3 or 4 years ago. It was wonderful.
It was a bet she had. She had to take a load of beer from Canada back down to Georgia, but Smokey was on her tail.
All the way. I was not shaking. Getting really annoying.
If anybody has any questions about
I
New
got a
York that you always
question.
wanted to know, go on.
Well, it's a question and an observation. So, listening to everybody's sort of guilty secrets, there's only one person on this entire panel here that apologized for liking stuff that's actually fucking interesting and is about history where you learn something. Natalie, love you to bits, mate. You don't have to apologize for wanting to learn from watching TV. I don't think that's... When did that become something we have to feel guilty about? Actually watching something and learning.
Absolutely, you fucking swat.
Isn't that an interesting switch, though?
I think it
my
was
dad
Generation
used
X.
to force us to watch documentaries and stuff, to learn stuff.
I think it's when we started. I think it was round about when an elected official said the country's had enough of experts.
Oh, it was happening
somewhere
long before
round
that.
about. Do you think?
Yeah.
Because I think it became mainstream round about then.
I think it's round about the advent of Big Brother and things like that.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it may have risen as reality TV got more and more. popular.
Now, in the States, reality TV is kind of overly manufactured. It feels like something's happened and they've gone, hey, no, that was good. Can we film that again? That's kind of how it feels like in things like Below Deck and...
Whereas in the UK, it's really organic and indie.
Yeah.
Absolutely, it's gritty. It's gritty, Eddie.
Ken Loach movies, yeah.
You only get one chance to film it over here because of weather.
Well, maybe you're right, yeah.
I particularly enjoyed The Only Way is Kez. I don't know if you've
The Only Way
The Only Way is Keswick.
Oh, The Only Way is Keswick. Sorry, there's a place in the North called Keswick, and there's a film called Kestrel for a Knave, just for Gary there.
It's
Gary,
very gritty, Gary. It's a very gritty movie, Kes.
You'd love Kes.
Very dark, very northern, very gritty.
Hands off cocks on socks.
Yeah, it's great. Kitchen sink drama.
But do you have things? Is Big Brother in America? Do you have Big Brother in America?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We have all those shows. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And how popular is that sort of stuff out there? Is it really mainstream, or is it something that's kind of faded out now, and the new kind of reality overproduced TV's come through?
And that's why I think people like British TV more, because it's not as filtered and scripted as American TV.
See, so I don't mind things when they're. I don't mind things when they're filtered and scripted. It's when they claim not to be scripted, but they fucking are. That's when it gets on my nerves. Because then I feel like you're just cheesing me off.
Yeah. I think things like Towie and Made in Chelsea, I think those have got sort of like
partially
almost sort of cult status in the US. Sort of people do,
but
and I think the closest that the US has are things like
Housewives of
Real Housewives of Beverly Hills and those kind of things.
Yeah.
But
they came first, I think, didn't they? The Real Housewives of New Jersey and stuff. I think they came before.
Yeah. But there's so many of those television shows and the Kardashians and all this reality television.
That came before all of them, probably.
And it's
it was
just
the Osbournes that was sort of the pre-runner to that.
Yeah, that's right.
No, you're right. You're right, Eddie.
Now that was the Osbournes. That was one that caught most of us off guard, because I believe, like, most of us started watching that, even though it was a reality TV show, because it was actually interesting and had swearing in.
That there hadn't been much like it, and also, you know, it just went on about how heavy metal wild man. He's just wandering about the place in his, without a shirt, wondering what's going on, tripping over dogs and stuff.
Standing in dog shit and
and all that stuff, and and it's sort of these very wealthy people who live in houses full of dog shit. And,
here's a guilty secret. I had to play Ozzy Osbourne in a school's tour in my first ever professional production that I had to do. I had to come up first. My first character was playing a 15-year-old boy with a backward baseball cap, coming on doing a rap about looking forward to leaving school. And one school in Birmingham.
Oh my god!
It's
called Legs Akimbo Theatre Company from League of Gentlemen.
I think I remember some of it. It was like, one more year of school and then never have to study again. Roll on summer, then we'll see what a it's gonna be.
I think I remember a bit of it, and then launching the entire thing.
Blows into his pitch pipe.
That is literally all I know. And as I came out to do that, I looked out into the audience just before my Ozzy Osbourne scene, and as I came out to do that scene, there was a boy in the audience in Birmingham, and I came out, started doing the rap, and this boy in the audience was just going, "Wanker, you're a wanker."
Sorry, that was me.
So you were playing Ozzy Osbourne, one of Birmingham's favourite sons in Birmingham.
Oh yeah, but this was a grammar school. None of them knew what.
Right.
So Gary, do you bump into the Turtles? How is Splinter doing?
Believe it or not, Comic-Con, I'm sure you know, New York Comic-Con, it's huge. When you go there, you will run into quite a few Turtles.
Yeah.
Let's just say that.
Which is bigger, New York Comic-Con or San Diego Comic-Con?
Because
San Diego seems like the most famous one in my head, but
both of them are
surely New York.
I'd assume San Diego because it's close to the studios.
Yeah, and
is
it's
it?
famously massive as well. I think it's famously the biggest one in the world.
Also, I think I don't think space is
quite
a premium. Oh yeah, I don't think space is quite a premium as it is in New York. It's a much older place.
Plus, in the San Diego Comic Con, there's less chance to say, "Hey, I'm walking here."
Yeah,
man. Break my foot off in your ass.
How often do you say that, Gary? How often do you say that?
Leave Gary alone. He's come on for a nice, relaxing day.
Hi, Gary.
No, he hasn't.
So sorry.
Have I said that? Of course I have. I mean,
you said it 5 times when you came on the show, and you weren't walking anywhere, but that's why they're asking. Clearly, the bastards.
Exactly.
Just call them all.
Gary, I'm just interested. It's
okay. I've got another random question for Gary, since we're focusing on Gary. Gary, how close in relation to where you live is the friend's apartment. Are you like? I imagine in New York, everything's right next to each other.
So what's great about New York City is it's been used so much for various television shows, various movies. You're walking down the street, you're gonna see something. You go to Times Square, it's been used. The Avengers, Spider-Man, everything.
Vanilla Sky.
Yeah, and New York City is actually quite small. So if you really want to go to the friend's apartment to go in a car and go see it, it's going to take you 20-25 minutes.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah, everything's pretty close.
I mean, that's not my first stop. I'll have to
Ghostbusters
go see
Firehouse.
I went to all the Ghostbusters stuff straight away.
Well, you showed us pictures when you got back from New York about that. I remember.
See, this is why Rich has to come to see the Firehouse.
I'd love to go to New York.
Do you know what the interesting about the Firehouse? You can't believe where they filmed that Firehouse, because it's just on a street like any other, and it doesn't seem a very easy place to film either. It's like on an intersection in it, and all this other stuff around. You think the amount of stuff that they've had to close down to film it. It's not an easy location. It's,
Look at you speaking all American, Lummy. Intersection
near the sidewalk. Yeah.
Oh,
Gary,
Gary,
by the way,
sorry,
you are
Gary.
cordially invited to come and visit us in Leeds if you'd like. But I'm afraid to say, once
Or
you see
London.
the Corn Exchange and the Granary Wharf, you're pretty.
Is that it?
That's it.
I'll take you to
there's
Ellen
that
Rose,
Pound
Gary.
Bakery.
Oh yeah, the
Pound
I
Bakery
wanted to
is
go to
great.
London. The theater in London, I love theater, so the theater in London is like world class, better than here probably. So I've always wanted to go
Broadway
see
and
something.
West End are evenly matched.
Have you been to the UK, Gary?
Until you get to the West Yorkshire Playhouse, then it blows them all up.
Hey, the Playhouse at Leeds.
Pixels.
Hey, get it right. The Playhouse at Leeds, Pixel.
Playhouse at Leeds.
Or the Leeds. Yeah.
Have you been to the UK, Gary? I think Webb.
Not yet. I've always wanted to. I will.
Gary,
Well, you got somewhere to stay, man, when you come.
Gary.
Yeah.
Plenty of room.
Perfect time to announce your
Yeah.
Kickstarter.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Eddie.
Oh, we've got.
If you want to see this,
Don't forget Royal Armories.
Oh,
Royal
God.
Armories.
if you want to see Gary and I say hi to each other in person, then follow the Kickstarter link in the description.
Do you know what I'd like to see? Is a whole new show on It's All Geek to Me, and it's just you and Gary just going hi, and then like doing something and going, oh hi. It's
Or
like
just
an hour
carry
of
on
that.
doing my taxes and stuff, and then look up. Oh,
I-
he's still there.
I had
Like
another
we're
idea
sharing
for
an
a
office.
show. I had another idea for a video podcast, and it's just a bird's eye view of a table, and it's two people sat opposite each other. You can't see them, but you can hear them just chatting about whatever, and they're just doing a jigsaw, just putting a jigsaw together, and they're just talking normal stuff. And then as soon as the jigsaw finishes, even if they're halfway through talking about something, as soon as that last piece goes in, program stops. I think that'd be really nice just to see this.
ITV, if they're listening, you've had that one, they'll nick that off you straight away.
Yeah, you'd have to remarket it for the American audience because no such thing as a jigsaw over there. You'd have to call it puzzling.
They call it jigsaws too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You call them
And if
jigsaws
anyone
too?
else-
Yeah, jigsaw
Mine's
puzzles.
blown.
Baby.
Yeah,
If
Webb.
the interest is really,
Ten
the
years.
interest is really high, just look for the link to that Kickstarter in the.
What I'm
Okay,
picturing
I've
now,
got-
Gary, is where you get off the train at Leeds Station. You get off the train, you come down to the platform. I come meet you. We go through the barriers. Who's the first person, weirdly enough, we bump into in Leeds train station? Danny Devito's only there in W.H. Smith's picking up a half-price copy of Harry Potter or something.
Yeah.
You never know, man.
I've got a
Reading up for his
question.
next role.
I've got a question, Gary. This one's for you, as old of a man at the moment.
Look the way you went. Let's leave Gary alone, right?
I know. No, listen, I've got one. I've got one.
Going, come on.
Have you ever been to see Saturday Night Live live? Have you ever been there?
Oh, good question.
There is so much that I haven't done, and there's some stuff that I regret. I love David Letterman, and it was kind of one of those things where you think it's going to be on forever, and by the time you want to get tickets, everything is sold out, and it's over.
James Corden's taken over.
Yeah. Even to see Jimmy Fallon, it's almost impossible to get tickets. You're gonna have to wait a year or two to get a ticket.
Is it free to get tickets to those shows, but you just need to register interest and
or you need to you need to know someone in order to get those tickets.
Okay.
I haven't never seen the Statue of Liberty.
What?
Yeah,
What?
there's a lot that I haven't done.
I'd have thought that would have been like a school trip.
Yeah. No. Wait.
Wow.
Like, Okay, so so you've never walked like from outside. You've never seen the Statue of Liberty. You've never seen the, what?
Yeah. So if I've been in Manhattan where you see it, but like I've never actually gone to it.
So you've seen it, but you've never been in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
There's
Okay.
like tours you can take. Yeah.
Do you intend to do that, or are you just going to think, fuck it, I've seen it from a distance, that's fine?
It's overrated. I've seen Ghostbusters. I've seen a walking Ghostbusters. I mean, once you've seen that,
nothing beats that from Ghostbusters too. If I have the opportunity to see it, maybe one day, sure. But I don't think for me there's a need to do things just because you're here doesn't mean you have to do it.
Yeah. All right.
I mean, how many times have you guys been to the Thomas More exhibition or Leeds Art Gallery or anything like that? I mean, I know we had to go. I know we had to go to for college, but
it's been 25 years since college. I've been since then.
Well, that's not been in Ghostbusters 2 though, Rich. So.
No, that's very true.
If it had, I'd have been straight there.
Medical Museum.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah, Thackeray Medical Museum.
Yeah. When did you last go to the Thackeray Medical Museum, Webby? Because it's literally around the corner from your house.
Yeah.
I went there within the last year.
The Saturday Night Live question though is because when I came to Manhattan, I went on the tour, in 30
right.
Went around there, and I was surprised how small the studio looked after seeing it on TV and everything. It was unbelievable. But I've always wanted to. I love that show, and
In answer to your question, Eddie, I've never been. Well, I don't go to the Thackeray Medical Museum, so I'm ashamed of learning stuff. I think people are going to be mean to me.
The modern disease. They've got an exhibition on that at the Thackeray.
Pixels, if you were going to go, have you ever been to New York?
I have not. No.
If you were to go to New York,
I've been abroad once, and that was
where was that to? Which one?
Fuerteventura.
Yeah. Which, if you were going to go to New York, what would be on your bucket list of things to see?
And why would pizza be number one?
I would love that, to be honest. Yeah, I'd like to try New York pizza.
Yeah, the pizza here is, it's better than Spider-Man No Way Home.
Wow, that's a big shout.
It's ever tempted to find a place to get a good curry, though. I mean, where would you get a good curry in New York?
Is there an area of New York
you got back to Yorkshire?
Yeah, because there's areas of England that are quite famous for Indian food. Like, there's the Curry Mile in Manchester. There's Edgware Road in London. Obviously, Leeds and Bradford, some brilliant curry houses. Is there anywhere? Yeah, exactly. Is there anyone in New York that's like really famous for like Indian cuisine and things like that?
I'm sure there's things famous for everything.
Right. Okay.
But
I'd love to Italy and get
to Gary is not TripAdvisor.
I'm so sorry, Gary. But
we better come and see you. Gary, we'll all come.
Yeah, we need to. Do you know what, Gary? If you've ever got any questions about London, feel free to ask. More than happy to answer any questions.
He's far too polite than any of us.
All right, let's change the subject. Let's have your best and worst Christmas films. Let's do that.
Ooh, best
Come
and
on.
worst Christmas films.
Anybody start? Go for it.
Got the worst one straight off the bat. It's Elf.
You're going to say
Don't fight anyone.
Elf.
What?
Elf.
What?
Elf and go to hell.
I almost removed you from
conversation.
I'm not going to lie.
Go to hell. That's the sequel.
It's I'm not going to lie. I nearly removed you from the stream just for that.
No.
But we're not going to do that.
You know what? I don't agree with Pixels, but I love the fact that she said it.
No, so do I.
What is it about Elf that? What is it about Elf you don't?
It just seems like such a cynical kind of let's do a Christmas movie where Will Ferrell can go and oh my goodness, and it's creepy as hell.
Wait,
one more time.
What?
Zoe Deschanel. I'm not having it. It's all rubbish.
One more time. What does Will Ferrell do?
What? Sorry.
Well, what does Will Ferrell do?
No.
It's just
it does.
Speaking of creepy as hell. Speaking of creepy as hell.
Oh, that's Tom King. That's Tom King. Look at that. That's Tom King right there, and the child knows.
That was my old career.
That's a look in the eye that Santa gets just before he devours a child.
And one last one for the show.
Oh Christ!
Is that a mummy?
Had surgery. He's had
I can't believe little baby Luke Skywalker at the front there went to see Santa Claus.
I can't believe no one took him straight in his wings before they took that picture.
Who's that comedian that does Mr. Badger? Because that
Donald Mackerel.
Who's the guy that comes on? He's got like that badger fluffy face.
Oh,
Harry
Badger is
Harry Hill.
No. It's a comedian on the circuit, not known on TV or anything. Just does a character called Mr. Badger and has a very low quality badger costume. Children's entertainer.
So we got
So,
Elf
Lummy,
as
what
a-
is-
Elf as
Yeah.
a logo. What about your
what are
favourite
you,
one
Lummy?
then? What about your favourite Pixels?
Favorite Christmas film? Oh my goodness. Come back to me.
Lummy, you asked the question. What's your... Go on, Nat.
No, I was just going to say, because I might have to bow out soon to take the dog out.
That's fine. We all might need to bow out soon because I've
but-
got Dexter sat behind me with his legs crossed. So
May I just say that I think, again, might be controversial to some people, my least favourite Christmas film, Love Actually. Hate it.
Ooh.
And every time I watch it, I hate it more because of the amount of fat shaming in it and the fact that women are portrayed in such a horrendous way that I can't watch it. They're either glamorous, like marriage wreckers, or they're fat and
Victims.
dumpy. Yeah. And the way that they look at somebody like Martine McCutcheon, who was a UK size 12, which is she was as a UK size 12, which is 2 sizes beneath a UK average for a woman, and all the way through the film she's referred to as fat, chubby thighs.
Her own parents call
her
her
own parents say
Lumpy.
it.
That's a nickname.
It's
I mean,
horrendous.
it's fucking awful.
there's a lot of things to criticise Martine McCutcheon for, fair lady, but yeah, that is not one of them.
but maybe if people hadn't have insisted that Martine McCutcheon was fat for the longest time, she might have stood a better chance of having a bit more longevity in her career. There's nothing wrong with her at all. I think she's a fine actress. She looks really pretty. Don't particularly think she's overweight, and I think that being tarnished with that fucking big thighs brush is bullshit.
Hey, I haven't seen her in a long time. She might be.
Yeah, but it's
like the way that the movie portrays women, and then we're all expected to imagine that it's like this incredible Christmas movie when actually it's a horrendous. And the way that what's her name, the actress who plays the one with the disabled brother, the way that she's portrayed in it, and that relationship is portrayed in it, and Emma Thompson's relationship is it is horrific, awful, and people think it's brilliant. The only good thing that came out of it was Bill Nighy and his whole section. Other than that, awful. And
But
then
wasn't it funny when it took ages for Rowan Atkinson to wrap a present?
No, sorry, Rowan.
I like the Martin Freeman. I like the Martin Freeman story, tangent.
I've always said this about that film. There's a few good storylines in it you could pull out and make a good film out of, but all the rest of it's garbage.
Did you guys know? I recently found this out. They pulled 10 storylines.
Yeah.
Wow, really?
They left the rest in.
Wowzers.
There were another 10. They even filmed some of the scenes, and they decided
There weren't even 10 in the actual film.
Yeah, it was too much. So they they cut it.
And they've got that whole thing about the guy who goes to America because he can't find any good-looking women in the UK, and
but
any of the
American
good-looking
women are
in the
stupid
film are
enough to all
objectified.
just
And
and
the American
Webby,
women
yes, they are.
That is true, isn't it? Though?
Yo,
That is
you're like
true.
a
It does
month
happen.
too late, Gary. Look at this on my finger now. A month ago, that might have been useful to me, but now
you'd have been.
A month ago, I would have ruined everything I'd worked to build in my life, but now that would have been a lawyer, so I'm not going to do it.
Hi, Eddie.
Hey!
But yeah,
If you donate to us, Gary will learn more than 2 words. Hi, Eddie.
It's going to be like Pygmalion. I'm going to be Rex Harrison, and Gary can be Audrey Hepburn.
And Nat, what's your favourite Christmas movie then?
Without a doubt, the Alistair Sim version of Scrooge, A Christmas Carol.
Very
is
strong.
Wonderful.
Very
He's
strong.
an incredible actor. And I defy anybody to watch him at the beginning and then watch the end scene where he scares his housekeeper half to death and tries to stand on his head in a chair because he's so happy to be alive and not be so carried away that you cry at the fact that he and the bit where Bob Cratchit comes into the office and he pretends he's the old Scrooge, and then when he reveals that he's a new man, Bob's so scared he picks up a poker and he's going to hit him, like, and then he gives him a pay rise and a mortgage, like pays off his mortgage. Like, I can even I can't quite stomach Tiny Tim in it. That I could do without him, but as a performance, Alistair Sim is an incredible Scrooge, and the whole film is beautiful to watch, and it makes me cry every time.
Oh, cool. Cheers! Now, very quick flashback to what we were talking about before that, just in case Gary does want to come to, when he comes to London, in case he does want to come up to Leeds.
I do definitely want to come to London.
Nearly
the
Wakefield Coal Mining Museum, brilliant. I mean, we all went on a school trip there, right?
Park.
Oh, I've
Gary,
never been to the Yorkshire Sculpture Park. I've never been.
Gary, do you want to wander around on the moors and pretend to be Heathcliff? We can do that.
Absolutely.
As well.
Look at that. Cool. And Big T has come at us with his favourite Christmas movies: Miracle on 34th Street.
Oh, wait, steal them all, Big T.
I was going to say Scrooge for the best night. Scrooge for the best Christmas film.
We watched Scrooge actually the other night. It's a great film, isn't it? I mean, Bill Murray. What's your worst Christmas movie, Big T? Worst Christmas movie?
I was just going to say, I found the full script to Scrooge the other day. We should do a reading of it on here. We said about this before.
Gary on to direct it.
There's so much that was cut out of it. It's unbelievable. The script is amazing. I started reading it. I was like, this is great. Yep.
Okay.
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles as well. I've got that one as well. Nice.
I'm trying really, really hard to fight the inner cynic within, but there's so many terrible Christmas movies.
Yes, of course.
For
a lot of the
money,
Hallmark ones.
On recent watching, a movie that I thought was going to be good on the strength of how good I thought it was when I was a kid, Santa Claus the movie. Definitely the all-time worst.
Oh, Webb, come on.
Oh, it's shite, Lummy.
Webb, come on.
Do you know what
I've got an opinion on that one. I've got an opinion.
Right.
And my favourite...
Up to the bit where...
Wait, one sec. Go on, Lummy.
I was just going to say, up to the bit where Dudley Moore goes off on his own, I think it's pretty good.
Right.
After that, or when he goes to... Sorry, when the kids come into it, the two kids, when they start being in it, it gets a bit shit. Up until that, I like the whole setup and everything. I think that's pretty good.
John Lithgow as evil Mr. Business is just brilliant, though. I thought we were giving them away for free. For free? Oh, the face on
I
that.
remember when I was about 10, my godparents' daughter married a guy. And
is this about John Lithgow?
Jesus.
No, this is about Santa Claus.
You really reach for your subject.
You are a fucking tenuous linker at the best.
No. This
Where are you going with this?
Well, let me tell the story. I tell you what, why don't you shut the fuck up and let me tell the story, Webby? So, Santa Claus movie. When I was about 10,
Christmas. Christmas.
Godparents' kid. She was married to this to an actor who was in Santa Claus the movie. I was like, holy shit. Tenuous enough, motherfucker, Webby. And I was like, I can't wait to see this. Cannot fucking wait to see this. Somebody I know is in a fucking Christmas movie. And I put it on, and he was one of the elves. And I could not pick out which one of the elves. Because there was like 1,000 elves in that film. And still to this day, cannot pick this fucker out of the film. To the point where I'm kind of convinced he isn't in the movie at all, and it was just something you tell a 10-year-old to impress him. So that's why I really hate that film. It's why I hate that film.
That's not why I hate it. I hate it because it's just piss poor, and it's piss poor. Now, one I still can't get over how much I like, and every time, and no offense, Nat, I know you're a big Christmas Carol fan. I just still can't believe they haven't topped the Muppets Christmas Carol yet. It's still
I agree.
It's an essential. It's great. And at some point, we need to start a Kickstarter fund to make the bloody songs that are in Muppets Christmas Carol actual Christmas carols, because we all know them so much.
Yeah.
You know,
where's Michael Caine when we need him?
Yeah.
That's what I want.
It's singing of a streetcar choir. It's going up and getting warm by the fire. It's true wherever you find love. It feels like Christmas.
Thank you, Michael Caine, for coming to join us on our Christmas special.
I'm so sorry to have to crash out of this amazing party, but if I don't take the dog, he's going to wee on the floor.
Hey, we're going to slowly have to wind down the party now anyway, Natalie. Natalie, Merry Christmas, mate.
I'm going to leave you to it. Happy Christmas to each and every one of you wonderful, wonderful people. And I've got to say, I've thoroughly enjoyed being a part of this show. Every time I've been on it, and having all these wonderful people who comment, and having such lovely people to share Monday and Tuesday nights with is really, really fantastic.
All right, calm down.
Sorry, guys. Did anybody ask for Nat's life story for Christmas? I didn't.
Just say bye now.
No. I'm just gonna say all of this to Gary, Pixels, and Eddie then. So happy Christmas to you three.
Come on, Gary, what are you getting done?
How's that flask of red wine gone down, Nat?
And to you, Nat, I return those. I return those in the way that they were given to me.
Oh,
with genuinosity.
And to you, Big Team, all the same. Right, I'm going to leave you motherfuckers now as soon as you've all been leaving.
Merry evening. Thank you so much. Have a lovely one. See you later, mate. Enjoy watching your dog.
Oh, look how even that is now.
I don't like it. I got
a crisp and even.
Yeah, Big Team R coming on. Come on, Big Team R.
Come on. Big T.
It's like top row is the government, and the bottom row is the shadow government. It's like I'm the shadow.
We've got some new restrictions coming in right now. Just to make Gary feel I gotta say it's great to be back.
Oh no,
he's not been president for ages.
I know. But if I'd have just gone, hey, I'm Biden, you'd have gone, what?
Lovely. I'm a little disappointed that Stan Lee hasn't been on to wish us a Merry Christmas.
I mean, that's going to be towards the end, right?
I don't think he's feeling too well, Stan Lee, tonight. I don't think he's going to show.
Maybe he don't like it.
Can you resurrect the spirit of Stan Lee to wish us a Christmas?
I don't know if he's going to come on
home. We could all pray upon
I don't know.
Hang on, maybe if we just
with great power comes great responsibility.
That's very,
that's what he would have said if he'd have come on, but I don't think.
And he'd have gone Merry Christmas, Excelsior,
he said with great Christmas comes great presents. That's what Stan would have said.
Well, he's not going to do that.
Oh dear.
Oh,
guys, I too am going to have to leave very shortly.
No, we are. We
are
work
in the morning, lovelies.
Yeah. Look, okay, we are all going to have to close this party down very, very soon. The neighbours are starting to complain. The police are at the door. Suddenly, we've gone on too long.
You know, we used to have quite a lot of Christmas parties at Marble HQ back in the day. We'd swap stories just like the origins of Spider-Man.
Hey, Stan Lee, if you can still hear me, if you'd invented the character Santa Claus, what name would you have come up with for him? No, he's obviously not listening.
Shit question.
I just kind of thought where it would have been like the alliteration, though. Like with the alliteration, every character he comes
he picks and chooses.
It would have been Chris Kringle, wouldn't it?
Yeah, Chris Kringle.
Yeah, the alliteration.
Rich, I have a question. Do you guys think like when Santa's delivering the presents and putting gifts underneath people's trees, he's ever thinking to himself, what the fuck am I doing? I don't know these people.
He gets existential. Oh, no.
Yeah. I think what he does, he keeps back the best presents. Either that or he licks the presents before putting them under the tree.
I mean, I do.
Father Christmas is a super spreader. Is that what you're...
Yeah.
Oh, no.
That's what he does. Comes down your chimney, licks a present, leaves it under your tree, and goes, Merry COVID! And fucks off again on the...
He drinks the whiskey that you leave behind, wipes his penis around the rim of the glass, and then puts it on the side and then leaves.
Well, that's going straight in the dishwasher anyway, so more fool him.
Well, when I was a student, I used to organise the balls for my university.
I met Santa Claus.
No, our Christmas ball.
And it was Daddy Devito.
He wasn't, but Ralph Little was, who's from the royal family and things like that. And he was DJing. I booked him to DJ this party, and I booked two of my friends who are musicians to play. And apparently, one of them wiped his penis around the inside of Ralph Little's glass on his list of riders that he had without him knowing.
You are the human incarnation of Stan Lee.
Hey, Ralph, if you're watching, only
Stan Lee knows when to stop.
Oh, shut your face, Lummy. It's Christmas. We could all get a little bit tipsy and bollock on.
Okay, well, in that case, I had a joint with OB from Hollyoaks when I was at university. There we are.
Did you?
Did you?
I did, yeah.
'Cause
You know what,
when
Eddie? I sold that motherfucker a PlayStation 4 when he came into Blockbusters because you got him stoned.
He was still high from 20
comes
years
full
before.
circle.
I mean, it was a fairly strong joint. I wasn't stingy in those days, but I don't think it was that bad.
one of
Spent the rest of his life mangled because of me. God, I feel bad now.
Well, you
one of my
just pushed
friends
him
gave
into
somebody from
psychosis,
Hollyoaks
to
a
be
blowback.
fair. He was already there. He was already
He's just
there.
constantly eating Watsits now. That's all.
He's put on a lot
I mean,
of weight, weirdly.
Obi was Britain's toadfish, wasn't he? He was Britain's toady from very much so. This is we're talking soap operas now, Gary. Sorry, mate.
Oh, I know them. Yeah.
I mean, Gary, are you looking forward to Boba Fett? What do you take on this?
Let's bring it back to geek stuff.
Yeah. Come on.
Oh, it's a geek show.
Yeah.
The Star Wars universe, and there's this, and then this, and then this, and then this. Oh my! I can't keep up.
Are you interested in the Disney Plus Star Wars series? For example,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, okay, you are. So have you seen The Mandalorian?
Yeah. For sure, the Ewan McGregor next wave of
Obi-Wan.
Obi-Wan, yeah.
But who knew that Disney Plus streaming The Mandalorian would restore faith in a franchise that I was pretty sure was fucked after the recent incarnations of Star Wars?
You did, Webby.
Jedi's. I didn't see it coming.
You knew it.
I didn't see
you
it
knew
coming.
it from here.
Oh yeah, maybe you're right. I should believe in myself more. That's what I'm hearing here.
Hey, actually, I forgot all about this. There's a rumor. This was in the news this week. We should have talked about it. Links with the Boba Fett though. Apparently, Harrison Ford has filmed some scenes for a Star Wars Disney Plus series. This is what they're saying.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude,
Let that guy have a sit down.
Well, he did other months.
Talking about this heavily,
when he had a bad shoulder.
Rumored,
That's true.
He's talking about this heavily rumored Han and Chewie series.
No, I think it's for the Boba Fett thing. So I'm wondering if it's going to be the cliffhanger of the end of the season.
Wait. Hang on. Sorry. When did you say you filmed this?
I didn't film it.
No. When did you say he filmed this?
I don't know. It were a rumor going around. I don't know.
Okay.
We're just
In between breaking bones.
No, they said he filmed it like a few months ago when they were doing Indiana Jones 4.
It can't be though. It can't be because Boba Fett comes out next week. It's going to be what, a 6-week series? Do you really think he'd have filmed it a couple of months ago and it would be?
I don't know.
Filmed it, edited it, done all the post-production, and it will be out next.
Well, no, but the series is how many episodes? It might be for end. They might have just filmed one.
And how long is he actually in the show? They could have left his part.
Yeah, right to the end, and just,
like they did.
Skywalker thing, you know.
Yeah, no, that's true. Of course.
So you know, it's really heavily rumored and probably a fact that Harrison Ford is allegedly a massive stoner. I heard this story recently about him. He's not just a stoner. He will wake up at 6:30 in the morning, smoke a big joint, get in his limousine to go to the film set, smoke a joint on the way there. And anyway, this driver, there was a limousine driver of his who worked with him a lot, very regular, picking him up every day, dropping him off. He said one day Harrison Ford got in the back of the limo with a saucepan with a lid on it. And he opened the lid up.
Yeah.
And the driver said, "What you got in there, man? Your breakfast?" He was like, No, I've eaten breakfast. I ran out of cigarette papers. So I cooked all my weed in this saucepan. I kept the lid on top to keep the thing. And he was going big gulps of this stuff in the back of the limo at 6:30 in the morning on the way to film something like Patriot Games in the early 90s.
And they had a pop at Craig Charles, didn't they?
Yeah.
Sorry?
They had a pop at Craig Charles for doing more or less the same thing in the
a bit of crack.
I mean, the thing is, they had a pop at Craig Charles. They had a pop at Craig
Charles. Wasn't there a dead
steering
body involved?
I think it was the wanking that really got Craig Charles in trouble.
And do you know?
Allegedly.
Some other things that Craig Charles allegedly did as well. Right, folks, I think we should probably call an end to our Christmas party. Is there anything anybody would like to say before we before we sign off for the festive period? Eddie, is there anything that you would like to add? Any Christmas greetings you would like to share? Anything that you think anybody should watch on TV this Christmas?
I will add that last year I watched Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey on Netflix. It was a Netflix original about a mad inventor in a sort of weird quasi-Victorian, sort of almost like a steampunky kind of get-up. It had some songs in it, and it was all very charming. Keegan-Michael Key played a very nice, over-the-top villain in a sort of child catcher light kind of angle, and I was super impressed with it. And I will
Forrest
probably watch
Whitaker
it
as well playing.
Forrest
Mr.
Whitaker's in it. Yes.
What's it called, Eddie?
It's called Jingle Jangle: A Christmas Journey.
I imagine that should still be on Disney Plus, right?
Oh yeah, no, it's on Netflix.
It's on Netflix, man.
Netflix.
While you're on
Okay,
Netflix
cool.
looking for
Cheers.
Christmas stuff you might have overlooked, check out a lovely little animation that came out called Klaus.
Oh yeah,
The origins of Santa Claus, starring Jason Schwartzman, J.K. Simmons. Fucking brilliant,
That is a
lovely.
good one.
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah. J.K. Rowling. All the J's, basically.
J.K. Rowling
J.J.
going around telling everyone
Johnson.
what they are, as if it's her fucking business.
What they're not.
Obviously, we've got the last episode of Hawkeye as well.
Oh man, I feel like this series is finishing way too soon. I feel like they could easily put. I've just absolutely. It's been my favorite Marvel series so far. I've just loved it.
It's been highly
Partly because of
enjoyable.
the time of year it's set. You know.
Yeah, it didn't hurt it that it was set at Christmas, did it?
No.
Really?
And the comedy in it's brilliant.
I know
It's
we've
really good.
avoided all spoilers, but the timing of the ending of Spider-Man and and where Hawkeye is, it kind of puts it at the same spot.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering
Yeah.
in this last episode of Hawkeye,
down,
Well,
calm down.
the Steve
bringing
Rogers musical. Yeah, the
Yeah,
Steve Rogers
exactly.
musical that they go
No,
past,
no,
which isn't a
seriously,
spoiler. But
Hawkeye's
yeah.
at Christmas and Spidey and ends at Christmas. It ends at the same Christmas.
That's right. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's a really good point. I didn't realize. Yeah, I didn't think about that. Oh, that's cool, man.
I'm off to
Well,
see
cheers.
Spider-Man on New Year's Day because it's my girlfriend's
Oh,
birthday on the 1st of
it's-
January, so we're going to watch it for her birthday.
It's amazing. It's really, really amazing.
I'm looking forward to it.
The sex scene is kind of weird.
I mean,
With Aunt May. Yeah, exactly.
I only like sex scenes if they're weird. So
With,
that's
Dr.
I mean,
Octopus in there.
I mean, the sex scene was weird. I mean, who'd have thought they'd have decided to do that as a cameo for Stan Lee after his death? It'd be really strange. I'm
Weird
just
how they
wondering,
left him as a
maybe.
skeleton as well. I was-
Yeah, exactly. Maybe we should do a Spider-Man review in a couple of weeks when a few more people have watched it. Maybe we just come on and a few of us have a chat about Spider-Man. It might be nice.
Oh, maybe we do a review, but everything we talk about didn't actually happen in the movie. We just make it.
That would be brilliant. That's a nice idea. I like that. Cheers, Eddie. That's a good recommendation. Pixels, is there anything that you would like to say? Anything you'd like to recommend people watch over the Christmas period?
Well, no, looking forward to She-Hulk. Is that happening or is that still a hope?
Yes. No,
Okay.
no, it's still happening. Very much so. Yeah.
Still happening, and Moon Knight as well, which allegedly is even more violent than Daredevil was, which will be interesting.
Really
The
interesting.
Moon Knight books are pretty violent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And if all of that's too much for you, I recently found out I'd entirely forgotten I'd put these on YouTube from a few years ago. It's me drinking vodka and playing WoW Classic for like 6 hours. Give that a watch. That's better than any of your Disney Plus stuff.
There you go.
Wait a minute.
I'm getting
Wait a minute,
cross at
Pixels.
Quest not turning out the right gifts.
Only 6 hours.
It's the number of episodes, and they're about 45 minutes each.
To be fair, Pixels, I'm a bit disappointed that you didn't put more effort in. I think
I'll try harder next time.
Oh, bless you, Gary. Is there anything that you are going to be watching this festive period that you think people should try and find and give a go?
Ooh, oh my God. Watch the original Home Alone.
Yes.
The original Home Alone.
Home Alone with Joe Pesci. That's a great film.
Yeah. Should have been Danny DeVito though.
Yeah.
Only outshadowed by its third.
Danny
movie.
DeVito should play Macaulay Culkin's part.
Are you, Gary? Are you doing any filming at the moment yourself? You know, I know you're a filmmaker, obviously.
No,
projects.
I just did an episode of Bull, the TV show. I don't know if you know what that show is.
All right.
And then now it's like film is down for the season, but
Okay.
that's good because now I get to watch Home Alone and Danny DeVito.
Good.
Brilliant.
When our three geeks actually make it over to New York, maybe we should do a geek episode where we all go to New York and Gary shows us around.
Absolutely. I will show you the best parts. Yeah.
We should do
the use of the word just there, Webby. Just amazing there. We should just go New York for an episode.
Just
incredible.
Yeah. Let's do a one-off episode where we all go to New York and we call it Searching for Danny DeVito.
It'd be
brilliant.
Brilliant.
And we find every other celebrity but Danny DeVito.
The lid is firmly back on the bottle of Bailey's now. It's time for Webby to go to bed.
Webby.
As soon as he starts claiming we're going to New York with no money, that's the time to go. That's the time.
This is the point we announce our Patreon campaign.
You'd like to fund everybody who go to New York.
Yeah.
That'd be amazing. That's cool.
A lot of extra content.
Do you guys think when like Santa's down in the chimney and going for the cookies, he looks at the cookies and going, "Fucking again"? Like, come on with the cookies. I'm done with this.
Do you know what? Actually, I do think that because my girlfriend's been bringing a lot of cheesecake home recently, but she's not been varying it up. It's been the same cheesecake, and she brought home 3 packets of it the other day, and I was like, how much fucking cheesecake can a guy eat? Especially when I'm just done with it. I'm done with it. It's the same one every night. I've had enough of this fucking cheesecake.
And surely, surely there's a massive difference between store-bought cookies, people that can actually bake cookies that make really nice ones, and kids that made some shit. You know, he has to eat them all.
Something that Girl Guides are coming around and selling to you in big packets for some sort of charity drive or something like that. Yes. Absolutely.
Because for just £2 a month, you can stop people like Rich having to put up with the same cheesecake bought for him by someone else.
Pisses me off, Eddie. Pisses me off no end, man.
Right, lovely.
Oh dear.
Right, okay. Webby, is there anything that you would like to say to
I'd like to say have a Merry Christmas, however you deal with it, however you whether
Finally,
you've got
somebody said it.
Shit families or good families, or whether you're going to get loads of presents or no presents, whatever. Keep it in your, whatever Scrooge said. I'm trying,
pants.
Paraphrasing.
That's what Scrooge said. Keep it in your pants. Yeah, that's what he said.
That's what he said. Keep it in your pants, Tiny Tim. Not appropriate.
That's how Santa autographs my cards. Keep it in your pants. Merry Christmas.
Oh, nice. That's how we autograph. He doesn't have his crutches on. Weirdly, that's how Santa autographs my cock. Keep it in your pants. Lummy, is there anything that you would like to say before we depart for Christmas?
No, just thanks to everybody for watching the show and keeping it going. Merry Christmas to everybody and all that malarkey. Thanks to everybody who's listened to my Box Office Radio show as well that I plug every week on here.
When's Box Office Radio coming back, Lummy?
It was on tonight, but while this was on.
I know, but when's it coming back?
It's every week. Next week. It will be, but it might be a repeat next week if I can be asked doing it or not.
Okay, sold that
well. If you can't even be asked doing the repeat, then you're in a load of trouble.
No, I'll be asked doing the repeat. I'll be like, put that on, no problem. I might repeat some of the old shows.
Because there aren't enough repeats at Christmas, are there? I think that's good. I think you should start a trend now, Lummy.
But everybody should watch the Malcolm Wise Christmas show that's been found. Definitely.
I actually didn't know that was on, so thanks for letting us know.
The one thing that isn't a repeat apart from back then.
One more thing, I just want to say, Gary, really lovely to meet you after all this time.
Yes.
Same also. Eddie, lovely to see your face again. I completely agreed with your comments on Facebook about Get Back, but I felt a bit shy to mention it, but I did. I was right there with you, buddy.
That's your secret, Webb. That's your secret.
Oh, I just can't believe
my Facebook output is Webby's secret.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I feel bad. I really do.
Yeah. Your Facebook output is Webby's conscience. That's
oh, it's barely even mine. God, that's awful.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all so much for watching the show. Lummy, Webby, it's been
Gary.
Lummy, Webby, it's been a brilliant year hanging out with you every week and doing this show. Eddie, thank you so much for coming on tonight. Pixel, thanks for coming on again. And Gary, thank you very, very much for coming on the show. It's been brilliant meeting you. And sorry.
Thank all of you.
God bless every one of us. But thank you so much for... Oh, no, not thank you. Sorry for the Spanish Inquisition halfway through the show. In fact, for the entirety of the show tonight, Gary. I felt we did quiz him quite a lot. It was
but fine.
Oh, bless you. Thank you very much. And we're very much looking forward to having you all on again at some point. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for don't forget to share the heck out of our content. It's about creating a bigger community and increasing our collective nerd knowledge. But until next time, we're not sure when the next show is going to be out. It might be next week, but if not, it will definitely be the week after. Look out for our Spider-Man review, and we will also be doing a review of the new series of Book of Boba when that comes out next week. But until next time, wishing you all a very, very Merry Christmas. God bless every one of us, and we'll see you next time. Goodbye.